fuck is this on this screen? Stop being on that screen. Be on this screen. This screen, that screen, we all screen for ice cream. Don't worry about it. I'm very ADHD today. Okay. Man, I am so fucking close. Okay. How the hell is my microphone so goddamn loud? It's at -4 dB, and it's like a foot away from my face, and it's still loud as shit. Someone else talk. Give me a reference.
They told me to speak, so instead I sing.
Nice. Okay, yeah, so somehow my microphone is just super loud. Jesus. Okay. Like, I'm about the same volume as the rest of you, but like, I'm like a foot away from my mic. I should not be this loud a foot away from my microphone. Oh well, maybe I'm just talking louder.
I think there's a bit of a problem.
Whoops, that's the wrong you.
Yeah, let the raccoon again.
Look, the raccoon keeps sneaking into our lives, man. let me. There you go. Go away, Mr. Raccoon. This is not your time to shine. There's the alchemist's time to shine. All right. So, hello and welcome, dear patrons, to the Tables of Tartarus, a chapter of Purgatory Corner. I'm your storyteller, Sinspeaks, and today we shall be continuing the tale, finally, of Shifting Fates. Come on in, take a seat, and let your imagination run free. And as always, a huge shout out to our $3 Patreon, Pastry Boy Fritter. If you guys also want to be shouted out in the beginning and most of the time end of our videos, feel free to go over to that link tree and go to our Patreon. We're going to shout out anyone who I believe is a $3 patron or more. And if you guys also want to help edit or tinker with or add to our stories, many of the different Patreon tiers allow you to create NPCs, create up to even BBEGs and like the backstories and stuff like that. So go check that out. It's pretty cool. If you guys want to talk with us, of course, go check out our Discord, which is also in that link tree, but you can also just find it there. All right. So, who remembers last episode?
Gotta catch them all. Gotta catch them all.
Nice. that's about all that we were gonna need from that last episode. So, essentially, Bill decided to not only create a drink, which frankly should not exist on this planet, but he did it with the help of a creature that frankly should not exist on this planet. And it put him into a coma, which was unfortunate. Undetermined time has passed for him specifically in his own temple reality. And Averin decided that the best way of trying to save him was to also dunk her non-alcoholic face into this death-defying alcohol. And somehow it succeeded. Her wisdom is incredible. It's very debatable.
Self-preservation not required.
Yeah, her wisdom is astounding. Her self-preservation is lacking.
It so much reminds me of that meme that's been going around on the internet. It's just like, all these safety precautions that I've got to take care of this situation. What do you have? I'm alive, maybe.
God let me live, and my goodness, I will make it his problem as well as y'all's.
Wait, didn't I try to stab her? No, that was Ellie.
You did in fact try to stab Ellie because y'all decide a good way of I don't actually remember why y'all stabbed each other. I legitimately don't remember.
We were trying to activate the god.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So
That's
Ellie could go into the other realm in her god mode.
That's right, And y'all
mostly
decided
to
the
try to
best
activate
plan
God.
of doing this was to get Rowena to
Look, they
stab
didn't-
you.
Well, listen, the other way would
wouldn't
be
let me
drinking the
drink.
thing. And we wouldn't be
Yeah.
able to heal that. We don't know how to fix that. But we know how to fix being stabbed.
That's true.
So that's why we went with the stabbing.
So you attempted to stab her. She's miraculously survived by breaking, I believe it broke an arrow of yours as
my
it jumped
scimitar.
backwards. Oh, that's right, the scimitar.
Yeah, it broke
I was trying to remember
scimitar.
what broke, but yeah, the scimitar broke, and so you went to get it repaired. And then Ellie, you brought with Oliver, you brought Bill and Avrin back into the bed area, and then Rowena came back with a. I don't remember if he got a new scimitar or if he just said he was gonna make you one.
I think I got like a short sword or maybe a regular sword, and one side is going to be. Oh goodness.
I believe you encased a spell inside of the blade.
Yeah. One side was going to be. I don't remember, but then
Witch bolt, I think it was.
I think we
Witch
texted
bolt, yes.
about it. Yeah, witch bolt. That was it.
And then the other side was going to be something else, I think.
Yeah, we texted about it, so let me know if you find it. And I'll add it. But yeah, so you guys brought him back to the bed. Oliver's trying to find a way to make it so they don't just instantly start dying while inside their coma state, as I believe Bill is overheating and Avrin is weirdly enough hyper cold for some reason. In the other universe, by universe I mean the astral plane of which Bill and Avrin have thrown themselves into with absolutely no concern for their own general soul's well-being. Inside that universe, Bill, you're just kind of going fucking crazy. Roll me a wisdom check, if you would.
Gotcha. I gotta find. It's been a while.
Real quick,
Mm-hmm.
Sin. I haven't found a good description you said of him yet, but you did state that he was human.
Okay.
Random question. Save or normal check?
Save. Curiosity. Oh, wow. Okay. I was really hoping for that 6, I'll be honest. I looked at it, hit the 6, and I went, oh yeah. I hit the 19, I went, how the fuck do I work with this? So, you've been traveling for, frankly, an undetermined period of time. Roll me a d20 real quick. Just get a little bit of an idea of what kind of timeline that you're looking at here. 14, all right. You've been gone for a while. In real time, probably less than 2-3 hours have passed at this point. In your temporal planal time zone, you've experienced probably maybe 2 weeks, maybe 3, and you're starting to get to the point in your weird travels, because at this point you've literally just been thrown in and out of hundreds of different planes, most of which you can't even recall. Your brain is literally just like removing it. And so you've been going through a lot. You've been going through a very rough segment, and you're finally getting to the point where you're starting to kind of get a handle on it. You're starting to slow down on how many worlds you're going through instead of tripping through all of them and just kind of like flying from area to area. You're finally getting a point where you're just like stumbling. And it's not a pleasant experience. Let me tell you, it's an awful experience. But you are getting to the point where you are just kind of flowing through the area. Avrin, you have, I believe, depressed and ADHD on your side at the moment, if I remember correctly. I think those were the 2 that you found. I'm trying to remember if you had a. I'm trying to remember if you had a different one that you were with. Did you?
Sorry. I got a Discord message from a friend that was like, "What time does your brother usually stream? I've been catching up on all the stuffs, and they're great." And I'm like, "Oh, that's sweet. I don't have
that's
calendar on
super
me."
sweet. You're just like,
I
now.
know,
Join now, please. So you have, I believe, if I remember correctly, we streamed the last episode about a month ago for the viewers, so it's a little bit oldish for us at the moment. I believe you had a depressed master and you had an ADHD master.
Yeah, one of them was like in the box and he like spoke in riddles and stuff. And the other one was like trying to write down everything, and it was all like, "Ooh, research."
Yeah. So you're maneuvering around the area, and you've successfully managed to more or less planeswalk. You legitimately do not know how you're doing this. You have no earthly idea. You just pick a direction, you start walking in it, and you choose, I want to find the master, and you keep doing it. So you've managed to find a kind of weird one. He's so you have one that was like kind of lonely. You had one that was kind of like book smart-y. You now have one that is fencing. And you also found one that was literally swimming in a pool of alcohol with multiple alcohol mugs in his hands and drinking them at the same time underwater.
Oh my gosh.
And by underwater, I mean under the alcohol. It is the most blatant display of alcoholism that you've quite possibly ever seen in your entire life. And frankly, you don't know how to get him out of the pool. It's just a pool of beer.
Do I have a bottle of alcohol on me? I feel like I must have pickpocketed one at some point.
You did. You pickpocketed one from Ezekiel.
Cool. And do I still have that?
Yes. Yeah, I don't think you never gave it to anyone. I don't think you ever put it down your sheet, but you never actually gave it to anyone, and you never told anyone you did it.
Yeah, for some
reason... You just
reason...
have a mysterious bottle from a near-god creature that you've now seen explode and reform, that you have no idea what is, and it has no labels.
Oh. Yeah. I know for some reason, Past Me decided it would be a good idea to flippin' write down the stuff that Avern has on like a separate note thing and not on my character sheet because I didn't know how to do it. And so now I just have like a flippin' bunch of stuff that's just like stole this from this thing.
You know what? Fair enough. Okay.
It's all in Comic Sans too.
Oh god.
Yeah. Yeah.
So how you gonna get this drunkard out of this pool? The other ones, by the way, are of no help to you at all.
Oh my gosh. Hold on one sec. I just gotta write down this little thing of of my friend going. It's like, oh, nice. I'll go check out the D&D thing you're streaming right now. Thank you. Sorry for bothering you a little bit. And I'm like, you're not bothering me. This is really sweet.
You're so sweet. We appreciate everyone that decides to check our streams, and anyone who decides to check out the rest of our content as well. We always really appreciate it. We always really like it when you guys are able to tune in, or even if you're not able to tune in, you just go check out Tables of Tararis, and you guys decide to look past our previous stuff as well. We always appreciate just having you guys listen and watch our absolute insanity. Kind of what adds to the experience.
Yeah. So can I take out the alcohol bottle and go and like see if I can catch his attention and just kind of like dangle it above the water? It's like, come here, boy, come on.
Sure. Do a charisma check. Actually, no. Do a performance check. There we go. How do you do a performance check? You're like dangling this bottle like it's a fit. Good lord. Oh, that was such a low roll. You're attempting to dangle this bottle. You're also kind of trying to contend with the 3 other people behind you who are trying to either avoid each other or... You honestly don't know what most of them are doing. One of them's just sitting down on the floor, reading off a list of ingredients to a cake. You don't know where he got the ingredients from, and you have no earthly idea what kind of cake he could be possibly making with those ingredients, and you're really not sure if you ever want to taste it, as it might kill you based on some of the things he's saying. But yeah, it could be tasty. But you start dangling the bottle, and the guy kind of like perks up, kind of like floats to the top. He kind of looks at you for a second, and he kind of like gives you a shimmy shake as he's like holding multiple mugs in his hand. He like shimmy shakes it, and the mugs kind of like spill over a little bit. He just kind of like gives you a look of like, sup.
I have a really nice bottle of alcohol. Who knows? I don't remember exactly what kind it is. It could be made from dragon unmentionables or whatever.
Are you saying that you have found the world-renowned dragon nut wine?
Am I cut out slightly and just came back? Dragon nut wine.
I love that.
Yeah. Was that a good response? Do I have his attention?
He's just like, have you found the dragon nut wine?
Possibly. And how I got here. If you come with me, you might be able to taste some. Yeah.
Have you seen a small little bird? He would greatly appreciate the dragon nut wine.
Kind of. I came in here to find him, and I think I saw him blink through time and space. And I figured that if I gather all of you up, we might be able to find him.
Whoa.
Yeah. I have no idea what I'm doing, but I think I'm on the right track.
Okay. I get the I get the alcohol though, right?
Yes, you get the alcohol.
Alright, cool.
Only if
he just starts swimming towards you in like the most lavish way you've ever seen. Like he's doing some like mermaid backstrokes. He's like swimming to you like a majestic dolphin. It's very uncomfortable. Because it's all booze that he's under. The room itself does not smell pleasant. And so he, like, swanders over to you like a swan. And, like, he finally stands up to his full height of... Well, how tall are you?
I think I'm probably 5'4"-ish.
His tall is not tall, but, like, his full stature of, like, 5'8", as he's standing slightly taller than you, looking down at you and goes, okay, I need my booze.
Okay. I hand him the bottle and just be like, God, I better be on the right track.
Guy grabs the bottle and you notice that he, instead of immediately upturning it, he just starts pouring it into one of his mugs. And then he just kind of like funnels the mug above him. And it just starts splashing him in the... He doesn't close his eyes, by the way. He's just pouring booze into his eyes and mouth and all over his face.
Okay. This is happening.
This is happening.
I just kind of like be like, okay, we've got another one. I kind of like snap my fingers to get all the rest of the dummer's attention. It's like, okay, we're moving on. I am never having kids.
You see the sword fighter kind of like looking and goes, "Hunger to the next adventure." And then you see the cake guy, like he looks up at you, he stands and he goes, "Have you ever wondered how many cakes it would take in order to hold 2 pounds of people?"
Literally never. Come on.
They all start following you, and you find you kind of get the inkling of a feeling that you're finally on to the last leg of your adventure. You have no earthly idea how long you spent doing this, by the way. Your sense of time went out the window like 2 people ago. But you eventually, you're kind of feeling your gut, like they're kind of blending together almost. And eventually, you start walking through the areas. Give me one more wisdom saving throw, if you would.
Wisdom saving throw.
Alright, you have managed to not attract the attention of the gods just yet. Frankly, I'm amazed.
I am so sneaky.
You are so sneaky that you are literally passing through planes, taking someone who is directly under the watch of both gods, and saying, "Ha." So you continue onwards on your
hear
journey.
about this later.
Oh, most definitely.
The gods will remember this. So you start walking onwards, and
they won't remember this.
You're feeling in your gut that you're finally on to kind of the last one, and you eventually wander into just a new plane, basically. But you stand there as the world kind of shifts, and you're actually standing there in the middle of a very serene forest. It is a very quiet, kind of chilling area. Some bird noises every now and again. Very open plains with a single not open plains, sorry, open you know, like some forests have like those small clearings. Yeah, that's what you essentially walked into. And in the middle of the clearing is a single tree trunk, which has been just, the tree itself has been just kind of sawed or fell over or something, but there's just a single tree trunk. And the old man, the guy you've been seeing behind you for so long, is just sitting there. He's not doing anything. He looks honestly kind of at peace. And he's just wearing regular garb. Honestly, it's more like forest travel garb than anything else. And he's just kind of sitting there. You do notice he notices your presence for sure. It's kind of hard not to, given the chug-a-lug-lug-lug of the guy behind you. Or the on God, or the random facts about how many humans it would take in order to lift up a 120-pound cake. Not a whole lot of people. But yeah, he's just kind of sitting there and kind of watching the forest.
Hey, you Bill's master?
And who might be asking?
Bill's friend.
Bill doesn't have any friends.
Well, he got some. He got quite a few.
I'm glad to hear that.
He's been trying to find you.
I'm sure
trying to
he
find
has.
you. Yeah.
What? Why? How did you get here, young one? You don't seem like the plain old type to me.
I drank a lot of dragon wine. Wine with a lot of dragon parts.
You telling me you've managed to uncover the mystical dragon wine?
Yes.
Dragons no longer exist, my dear. They were wiped out so many hundreds of years ago.
Clearly they do. Clearly they do. I think we got dragon. There was a dragon, and then some bird dragon god thing killed the dragon, and then the dragon fell down, and then we got some parts from it, and then we ran into Ezekiel, and Ezekiel was all like, did you save the liver? I am very tired right now. Anyways.
You came here because of Ezekiel. I'm surprised the old bastard still cares.
He was in it for the dragons, man.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah.
Old man was a son of a bitch to begin with, so.
Yeah. Then Bill and Ezekiel made the wine.
Oh, Bill met Ezekiel?
Yeah.
Poor child.
Yes. Yeah. Then he drank it, and then he fell into a coma. I think he's somewhere around here. I see him a couple of times blinking across time and space. Yeah. Yeah, I drank it in order to find him. Poor child. Yeah. So
I tried to steer him well, but the gods had other plans.
Yeah. I figured that if I got all of you Bill's masters together, then you'd maybe the whole you would know a way to get him back.
Kind of turns around to face you. You see a very, very tired person. You see like just the sheer embodiment of like tired and almost at peace. But he's just sitting there, kind of slumped over a little bit and kind of sluggish. And he just looks at you. He just goes, "All of me together again, huh?" I put that away a long time ago, child. The gods had other plans for me, and fighting against them, well, it's an effort in futility.
Bill wants to kill him.
They put him down such a dark path. Oh.
He has a cool skeleton thing arm now.
My heart aches for my child. How many years has he been alone?
I'm not sure actually. I don't know. Well, but he's not really alone now. Well, actually, I can't really determine whether he's alone or not because he's blinking through time and space, so he's probably in some sort of weird state of alone and not alone at the same time. I'm not sure, but yeah. Do you want to see Bill again? If you want to, we should probably go quick before the gods see us. I don't know how I managed to escape their notice this entire time. It's a testament to my ability.
It is quite impressive, child. And he slowly stands up. And I don't mean like he stands up like, oh god, my back. No, he stands up like he has 1,000 pounds on his back. He stands up slow. And it doesn't look quite like he's in pain. It looks like he's so tired that standing up is a monumental feat for him. But he kind of straightens up a little bit, he looks at you and he nods, very slow nod, and he says, alright. I don't believe that facing the gods is a good plan, but my boy has been alone for long enough. Let's take you home, child. And I'll find him too. And he starts to walk forwards, and you see the other, like, four behind you just kind of, like, flinch for a moment before they start to legitimately dissipate. Like, they turn into a mist, almost. Your bottle, of course, hits the ground empty. Not really sure what's in there, but it doesn't smell very good. And it slowly starts to funnel into him, and you see color return back to him. You see, like, jovialness kind of return back to him. You see a lot of different things, but that tired old look doesn't fade. And he gives you a warm, welcoming smile. And he goes, to be whole again. I never thought it would happen again in this lifetime. Thank you, child. What is your name?
Saverin. And you? I've just been calling you Buddy or Bill's master this entire time.
I gave up on a name a long time ago. Before I even met your friend Bill. If you wish to give me one, that is the name I shall have. But
just Buddy or Bill's master works, honestly. I can't imagine we'll be acquainted very much. It's mostly just Bill I'm after.
Well, let's return you now, shall we? Now, unfortunately, I will not be able to see Bill immediately. The gods will notice the spike in power once I bring you two back. But
I'm
let
getting
Bill
up
know.
about Bill. Mm-hmm.
Bill will wake up for sure. Don't worry. That arguably will be the spike. You're not that hard. You're barely here as is, child. Honestly, I don't know how you've managed to cross this plane so well. You don't even exist here.
Sheer determination and lack of self-preservation skills. And how do I know you're not going to end up shattered by the gods again? I can't imagine Bill will be too happy to have seen you and then lost you, like, immediately.
They caught me by surprise last time. I am more powerful than most can possibly fathom, but the only thing that can stop someone like me... Well, it's not for your ears, child, but also by surprise. They caught me in a very dire moment, and I was trying to do something good for Bill. Something an old man like me could do is hard. But they can't directly stop me. If they do, one of them will lose. Their power is too even for someone like me to be something that could be a wedge between them, because one will get the upper hand. Unless they catch me by surprise again, and, well, fool me once, shame on me. That's probably not how that goes, but I've been here for a long time. I don't remember how most of your sayings goes. Do you even speak common?
Yes.
Oh.
I mean, I'm assuming that's what we're speaking now.
We're speaking in a different plane of existence, so any words that we speak, even when I started to, start doing this, and he starts talking normally, that was in Draconic. This one, this one's inside of Celestial, this is Infernal, this is inside of Elvish.
Oh, I know that one.
Yeah. None of those sound different to you, by the way.
Yeah.
So, they're,
oh, I know that one.
they just kind of exist. So, but yeah. They should not be able to get me again. And if they do, I'll rip every single piece of their atoms into nothingness before I put it back together and shove it down the throat of the other one before I rip them to pieces and shove them inside the non-existent asshole that the one I just ripped apart will no longer have. And then I'll destroy this entire world as it seems.
Wait, which world?
Any. I'm kind of the one that the gods are on, but...
Oh, okay. There are a lot of worlds here.
Yeah, that's fair. I should have specified. I apologize.
Yeah,
but,
no problem.
Yeah, I would just tear the entire world that the gods are in into a black hole of nothingness.
Oh.
Yeah.
Do you know there was another god deity thing. The one that killed the dragon. Above the Bloody Tears place. I think Bill got indebted to that one in order to save my life. Can you kill that one while you're at it? I'd really rather not have Bill have to travel the several planes in order to fulfill a debt.
I'll have a conversation with that boy. He's a nice fellow. He's tired, but he's a nice fellow.
Yeah.
Oh, is that the one who killed the other dragon? I'm sorry, I didn't realize that at the time. Yeah, that makes sense. Didn't realize there were enough dragons to continue murdering, but he's killed most of the dragons at this point. Good, like 80% of that population.
Yeah.
It was because him. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't care about any of that. It's mostly just the concept of owing Bill my life and not being able to repay it causes a weird, funny feeling in my chest that I don't understand.
I don't have much experience with therapy, but Ezekiel has like 100 years of therapy that he can show you. You can ask him for a therapeutic session if you'd like to.
I'll look into it. I'll have to see which. I mean, with Ezekiel, therapy is either going to be exceedingly comforting or he'll adopt a funny accent and break something.
He kind of raises an eyebrow at that.
I don't know. And also, I'd have to see. It's like, would he take money for it?
I have no earthly idea, child.
I'll have to scout.
I'm sure
out
he'll take a story if you give him one.
I don't know. I have quite a number of mental such and such. I've dealt with it for a long time. I can deal with it more.
I'm sure he'll take stories if you're poor.
I'm not. I'm not poor. Don't worry about that.
Well, in that case, he'll certainly take your money. There's one thing you can always guarantee that Ezekiel will do is rob you. Appreciate the money that you give him. Can rob you blind, but it's two things.
Maybe depends on the quality of the services. I might throw him a copper or something, but.
Right. So shall I take you back to your friends?
Oh, all right, but just make sure Bill gets back soon.
Oh, he'll be back when you are. Time does not flow in the same way that your experiences have led you to believe. Honestly, being human makes this whole experience very strange for me. Usually I, don't have a long lifespan, and then the gods split me apart. I have no idea how long I've been here. I mean, you're an elf, so like hundreds of years is like a blink of an eye to you, but
something of the sort. That is fair.
I'm sure you've never had the issue of mortality, you know.
Not
Elves rarely do.
All statistics show that I am immortal. I haven't died yet.
That's true. That's true. I like your way of thinking. I assume that you're from the Citadel, so.
From the slums.
Oh. Usually half-elves are down there. That's interesting.
Yes.
I'm seeing a full-blood elf down in the slums for... when I was alive. That was 20 years before I was split.
Half-elf, full elf, it doesn't particularly matter what I am. I am whatever the situation needs me to be. I never knew my parents, so... And I don't particularly want to. I mean, what kind of parent would abandon their child in the slums?
Oof. You just see like a spark of pain flow through his face for a second. It looks like you just impaled the man on a fucking foot-long spike. Yes, what kind of parent would abandon their child, indeed.
It is how it is. Just kind of. Are you okay?
Do you have any questions for me before I throw you, child?
No, not particularly.
Okay, then we're done with the conversation. And he, like, claps his hands together. And, like, you wake up, you just see, like, Oliver and Rowena kind of, like, staring at you with Ellie, like, there as well. You guys can say whatever you guys want about what he's staring at. And Bill, you're finally gaining a grasp on your situation. You really have no idea how long you spent here. It's starting to make you go a little bit kind of cuckoo, as time is not really a concept for you. And by the time you finally start to grasp it, you finally start to understand how to walk. Your entire existence turns to white for a second. You feel as though you're dropping through several realities, and you wake up right on the bed as Averin shoots up as well, and you just stare at your teammates.
Greetings, I'm back.
My mouth.
Bill! My dear friend, I thought you'd get back a little later. I didn't imagine that you would be right.
First question. Where am I?
You're in the upstairs of the pub. Are you two okay?
Second question. Where's Ezekiel?
Last time I saw him, he was downstairs giving people broken knees.
Okay, that explains what happened to him.
I think he's still knocked out at the booth. I don't quite remember.
Rowena's just very carefully still stirring anything that Oliver gave her.
Stir.
Okay.
Very carefully, not fast. It's like
stir.
Just like looks over at Arena for a second before looking back at the group. How are you two feeling?
I'm back on the mortal plane, yes.
Do you feel exceptionally hot or exceptionally cold? Well, just like ass holding up a very deep red vial.
I don't know if birds sweat, but you're doing the equivalent.
I have arms, I have legs. Do I have my beak still? Like Bill's grabbing his beak. Okay. Do I have everything under the hood? As you just see him like poke his head in the shirt. Yep, everything's still there. Okay, good. This is the mortal plane, yes?
As far
I think so?
Okay.
Yes, it is.
What about, how do you, Averin? How are you feeling?
Am I feeling? You said I was cold?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're shivering.
Here, try this. It'll warm you up a bit. He just says, holding the vial out to her.
I check it around a little bit, but I'm a lot less hesitant to drink something someone gave me at this point than I used to be. I drink it out. So, Much better
like
now.
a
Thank
nice
you.
and warmth. Yeah.
For like a split second, it feels like the entirety of your insides are on fire. And then you feel fine again.
Okay. I think I have all my organs. I think memory completed? Huh. That's strange.
Hey, Arena, I think that's about how good
Okay.
you just talking over.
She immediately stops and like carefully gets back.
So what did I miss?
Oh, I found your master. I put him back together too.
I have wings, kinda. If I have near death, they puff out. I met my third god.
Is he an asshole like the rest?
It's a she, and no. She simply doesn't want me to die, and that's it. She's kinda nice, a bit bitchy, but that's because I almost got stabbed by Rowena.
We all
didn't-
agreed that was the best idea.
It was consensual stabbing.
Yes.
Literally, I could have just drank the alcohol and been fine.
Not necessarily. We didn't know how to fix it. But we do know how to fix stabbings.
In the future, I'd still prefer if we didn't try to kill each other.
It was consensual.
No promises.
Not
And
my
she'll
point.
give a slight smile to Alt.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. Well, luckily we resolved that I was the best candidate for drinking the potion. And then I went into the plains of something or another, and I found your master. And various parts of him, at least. One of them was depressing and spoke in riddles and confusing. Another one was trying to do research and was weirdly hyperfixated on cakes. There was another one that fenced a lot, and another one that was underwater, then mastered the art of underwater drinking. And then I found what I can only assume was like the smart one. And I'm pretty sure that he brought you back after he came back together. And I think he's going to attempt to kill the gods for us, and he should be attempting to kill the one that you got indebted to. So everything's clear now, and everything's great.
That's bad.
Wait, he's indebted to a god?
God, dragon, what? I don't know what the thing was. I was scared for my life.
Since when?
Oh yeah, she was scared of the.
Oh yeah, because she couldn't
I
hear.
don't know.
Alfred got so much of that wrong.
As Bill slowly looks towards Afrin, something that you weren't supposed to know about.
You told me.
I told you because it was relevant to you.
Was it a secret?
I mean, kinda.
Welcome to everything you've done to us.
I thought, can we stop dealing with the gods, please?
I'm trying
Yes,
to be honest
I'm down.
now.
I'm still going to stab them.
That's fine.
I have actually even more. So I have even more reason now to stab them.
Why?
You do real. So, Sin, I'm gonna message you real quick something that we had discussed a while back, but I want to make sure that we're still in agreement on it.
Okie dokie.
I just kind of look at Rowena and just kind of mouth, "What do they want from me?"
Arena shrugs. Like, oh, why are you looking at me? I don't know what they want from me either. I'm just here to make sure Ellie's safe.
I'm just gonna hand the
Oliver makes the potions that my friend needs.
I'm just gonna give the vial to Bill and just tell him to drink it slowly.
I'll drink it in a second.
I feel
Sorry, I'm
like I
answering
messed something. I feel like I messed something up, and I'm not sure what.
Well,
Honestly, I'm not sure
simply
what you did
as-
either.
Yeah.
It's simply as this group has a lot of secrets that apparently do not need shared with each other, and people are conspiring with the gods again. Even though people need to stop conspiring with gods.
I thought secrets were bad.
Honestly, I've stopped
Secrets
trying to
are
understand
bad.
what.
But I have no idea.
Well,
Honestly,
to be
I've stopped trying to
fair,
understand what's going on.
well, first off, that drink did the job, boys. Your Kenku's running at 100%. Weirdly enough, that shouldn't have fixed it. That curse was kind of supposed to be there on purpose, but you know what? Younger, dumber, cursed me didn't remember that part. That part should have been remembered. That should have been fixed by Master.
Ellie is
That's his
going
own
to be
problem.
like excited and kind of like pausing, and it's like, oh my gosh, wait, your curse is lifted?
Yep, and I have even more reason to kill those two.
Okay, besides that, but what else do you remember? This is great. You finally remember.
Well, first off, Celestial is a language I know. It's a language that I was taught, but also most of the information related to Shar and Palor. First
Lena
off,
takes a slight drink from her nice, cool water.
yeah. Oh, so technically, Avern did nothing wrong, but I would rather y'all not know that technically I'm in a deal with the giant dragon dude, and the moment that this war ends, I'm basically got to figure out how to take him between the planes so we can fight stuff.
Give him the wine?
I mean, I could, but that may not work.
I don't think the water would be strong enough for a dragon.
Ah.
And is it cannibalism if they eat it or drink it? Because it's made of dragon stuff.
Yeah, that'd be weird, I feel like, giving a dragon his own dragon stuff.
I mean,
dragon culture. Some animals do that.
True.
I mean, hawks eat other birds.
Chickens eat their own babies.
Yeah.
Have you seen monkeys? They do that too, I've been told.
Same with cats.
Yeah, animals don't really abide by humanity's logic.
Humanoid.
Right. But yeah, no. Shar and Palor's power are completely stolen from all the other deities.
What?
Well, yeah, we were told that from Ezekiel.
Yeah. Yeah, no, they stole all of their powers, like, straight up from every other deity. And the reason that they are in a stalemate is purely because they're playing a game using us as pieces. We don't matter.
I've been literally telling all of you that this whole freaking time.
I know. I the second part I did, take into account.
Oh,
just not like in great account.
What else did that book? What else did that book talk about? It's been a while. Hold on. Sibyl kind of like start clapping his feet together and kind of like sitting on the bed. Well, that's one thing. That's another thing. Oh, was it the method? No, maybe it wasn't the method. Maybe it was the method? And knowing he remembers maybe the method. Oh, general idea of Shar and Palor, stuff like that. General information that people may not want to hear. What else? It's been a while. The book is old, and it's burnt to a crisp at this point. Oh, yeah, yeah, I still want to kill him, but that may be a problem. Killing both of them will change the world on a metaphysical level, whatever that means.
I've heard.
You mean
from a couple.
Sorry, go on.
I remember hearing a couple of clerics back home put forward the thought that just the very existence of a deity is more or less a living embodiment of an aspect of reality. So, when one of them is killed, either that aspect gets erased or someone else needs to take them up.
That's kind of why they ended up with their
anyway.
power. Well, more or less the concept is correct, except there's a few flaws within the concept. For one, the powers that they've stolen from other deities, technically, the moment they're killed, will probably return to the old sources unless someone else takes it up, which is certainly possible. Two, they will go back to being a primordial version of themselves, back in the big old hole. The problem with that is that
they'll come back.
The concept of them will come back. Maybe not them one-to-one. Given that there's not a lot of information on, killing deities and then recording the return due to that taking a lot of time. Basic concepts won't change, but power will. And so currently we're in a Shar and Palor thing, when in reality that's an extremely broken version of this world.
Okay. Well, we already seen we already kind of know that Ezekiel has and is able to absorb God's abilities. But also my God within me, Cadence, and I might change her name. She
You cut out there for a moment.
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah.
She chose to just stay with me instead of being her own god. So she essentially chose to stay. Thank you, Aurora. She essentially tied her life to mine.
So, more or less, she chose to, instead of enacting her concept, chose to stay a concept.
Yes.
Because from what I understand and what I remember, more or less, Shar and Palor have enacted their concepts, while other deities can have their concepts be a thing, but not make them to the level of Shar and Palor. The problem is that basically Shar and Palor have way too much power. They've stolen everyone else's power, constantly keeping the world in a semi-limbo state, more or less. Basically, they bad. They're bad for the world, both of them, in their current states. They're balanced between the two of them, but in the what's that word for multiple things?
Several?
The group?
Group power balance. They're completely off kilter, meaning our world isn't functioning like it should. In a way, anyway. They're keeping everything, reasonable, but this won't end well if things keep going. So the only way to kill them in their mortal form the only way to kill it is to kill their mortal form. The problem is that they typically almost never show it.
I know where they are.
They're in pillars, right?
Yes.
Rowena takes out her arrow that's like intertwined with Shar's blood.
They're all the way up there? But why?
Because then you can't kill them. They can safely steal the powers from other deities that they have their followers kill, or people that follow those deities to help them their power. Points at the group. I believe you've already done one instance of that.
Well, if we do rid of Shar and Palor, which Ezekiel already brought up that he wants to absorb them or deal with him himself. Thank you, Aurora. Who's going to replace their spot?
I mean,
eventually they'll come back as something else. You don't have to take it, right?
you don't have to. By technicality, you don't have to. It's usually safer. The problem is again the power balance stuff. If the power balance gets hit too hard, what's going to happen? I don't really know. Probably nothing good.
A power
Regardless,
vacuum.
Kind of. Old deities may get their powers back and start rushing out into the world, which is a good thing and a bad thing. Honestly, I would just leave the power to do its thing, but because it needs to return to its original places for things to actually become, Bill puts in air quotes, normal. What used to technically be normal, long before any of us were even a concept in our great-grandfather's eye, but like, this part of the world is broken because of them. It's whether you think elves are good, whether you think orcs are good, it doesn't. That is so fundamentally tiny in the grand scheme of the thing that is going on that it's almost inconsequential. It's a game.
And I
It's
plan
always
to
been a
win.
game. It's always been a game, but I guess we'll see what will happen to everyone without the influence of Shar and Palor.
But where do we even go from here?
I guess honestly, the effects of Shar and Palor, how people will start acting, will be similar to how the Paladin and I acted when we had those bracelet or ring on from Ezekiel.
Maybe.
How a vacuum could be a bad thing, though. That's how wars start.
Newsflash: there's been a war going on for so long between the two powers that abide.
Yes, but we know about that. If we get rid of that war, start a whole new one. We don't know how it's going to start, between who, or how many of them are going to start.
No. But the idea that war is not going to happen at all is, and that the war.
No. I'm not saying that. I'm just letting you know. Like, people are going to die, one way or another.
Bill just slowly nods. Yes, they will. People die all the time.
Hey, I'm not the one who cried over the one person we met at the Trail of Bloody Tears.
Okay, you know what? Hold on. Okay.
Oh no! Oh no!
Hold on. And Ellie will just turn to Rowena. It's like,
Am I in trouble?
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
people are gonna die, but it shouldn't be. It should be. Hold on, baby. I will count in a second. 3. It should be by their own choice rather than taken from them. As seen for centuries on, and even in the afterlife, many are not happy that they had no choice in the matter to give up their own lives and not return home. The point of the matter of our mission that we've been doing, at least I've been dragging you guys to do, is to end this war and make sure no one fights so there's lesser amount of people killed and can actually, live and be happy. That's why we have a neutral town of Mercy and Big Mama, because they don't want to fight anymore. They're tired of it.
Well, you never know if this is going to cause less death. But if you want to go this way, okay.
I mean,
without the gods influencing, like, oh, hey, there's no honor without death, or hey, you're a lesser being unless you go to this war. There's more to life than that.
Well, so if things get too chaotic, others will step in. Shar and Palor aren't the only ones still around. They're just the ones that are prominent on this continent.
I'm down for anything. I'm just letting you know how I'm seeing it.
Plus, from my perspective at least, whether we do something or not, something's going to happen, and eventually things are going to go way out of whack, because even if one side or the other side won, the war wouldn't stop there. Orcs I don't really know anything about, but the elves are a bit racist.
Ambitious.
Racist, and I'm not going to argue that fact when they've actively tried to genocide an entire race for 200 years. Orcs are kind of the same.
Yeah, I was just about to say, it's the same way. We're just protecting ourselves.
Are you protecting yourselves at this point? Your race is actively trying to use a disease to kill an entire race, which will end up spiraling into killing multiple other races, because let's be honest, diseases cannot be controlled if Oliver's experiences are anything to be believed.
Best you can really do is try and reduce who gets it, but from the sounds of things, spreading her around to the very point in the mind of this war. He just says, turning back around and getting back his notes.
Plus,
I do have to say, it's not the whole race. It's pretty much just my think. He's the only one who knows about it. So you can't blame the whole race for that.
Hey, Rowena.
Yes.
Look down and look me in the eyes.
she'll kneel down, you know. Yes.
Get on your
Bill-
knees and look me in the eyes.
Bill looks you dead in the eyes and goes, "Then why isn't the rest of your race stopping the idiots?"
Oof.
What do you mean? Stopping my dad? They don't know about what he's planning.
No, but the council probably does.
Well, I don't know.
Given-
I've never went up there. I've
I've been
you
up
went up
there.
there though. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, and they all seem to pretty correlation between each other. Your dad's a war general.
Mm-hmm.
A general only acts on the orders of those above him, which would technically be the council, right?
Mm.
The council is then selected and/or represents the people of their current situation, correct?
Maybe. I'm not 100% sure how they're selected since I don't think I've been through an election.
I'm just asking. But regardless, your people are content. The elves are content with their actions being taken on their behalf. Regardless of intent, outcome, and example in the current situations are not going to be acceptable by a lot of people's standards. And eventually, if the plan that they want goes through, that's going to be more than just orc deaths. That's going to be elf death. That's going to be dwarf death. That's going to be your death. My death. Oliver's possible death. Because we're not immune to that disease. It can get around.
I'm pretty sure I was already in their crosshairs anyway. Right, at the moment, they probably think I'm dead.
They should. Rowena takes out your horn.
I mean, yeah, they're gonna think you're dead, but that doesn't mean that they won't go after every other tiefling the moment they deal with the orcs. Regardless of racial iniquities, I think that's the right word.
No.
It's all. What do you mean now?
I said I wouldn't know, sorry.
Fair.
If that was the right word.
I'm good with words, but bad for memory. It's going to end one way or another. We either stop the war, kill Charm Palor, because regardless, if we stop the war, they're gonna do something to us. If we don't stop the war, they'll leave us alone. But if we do stop the war, they're gonna make us play their game in some form or fashion because they like their game.
Last I heard, they were already pretty watchful of us because each of us in this group has been in contact with them. They were already pretty watchful of me to see if I'll choose a side. But yeah.
Well, with my memory back, I think I have a pretty good idea of what happened to my master, and I can tell you the same can happen to us. It may not. They may find a different way to keep us out. But given my... how many weeks was that? Bill starts counting. 1, 2, 3. 5?
You needed your fingers again for that.
Bill slowly looks up. My memory may be perfect, but my ability to count is not. That's repetition. That is repetition. That is not memorization.
You're doing great.
Thank you.
I love that.
He's just like, he's got like 3 of his little talons out, and he's got like his other side, like his metal claw on one. Yeah, but regardless, from what I can remember, I saw him in a lot of planes, and there's no guarantee that one of us won't get ripped apart like he did. They're screwing with this world. They're screwing with this side of the continent, and if someone as powerful or more powerful, they piss off somehow, things can get much, much worse if we don't stop what they're doing. In whatever way is necessary.
Okay, so the plan is to kill them.
Well, yeah. But honestly, it's reassuring to have everyone finally on the same page. Because I already knew they were playing this little game for so long.
Are we talking about murdering gods? Because I got a whole
Fucking
bucket of
Ezekiel.
buds.
Hey, Ezekiel?
Holy crud, where'd you come from?
Yeah. What's
Can
up, buddy?
Ellie hit him with her fry pan?
You're more welcome to. He looks blitzed at the moment.
We need him straight as an arrow and actually here. She's gonna hit him with her fry pan.
You're
I'm
welcome
gonna
to
need
slap
you
the
to
shit
roll
out.
that for me because I'm being tackled by kids.
Okay. On just a moment.
I'm in a 2x4 tent and both are clobbering me with
Jeez.
balls.
Oh yeah, that'll hit. 21 to hit with a 7 damage. You walk up to this boy.
I don't want him knocked out, just need him actually here, not crazy.
You walk up to this boy and you slap the ever-living shit out of him with your frying pan. Like, you spin this motherfucker around and he's just like, whoo, doggy. It's been a long time since the lay hits me that hard. Where the fuck am I?
Hi.
What was I doing?
Welcome back, Ezekiel.
Thanks. Your frying pan is terrifying. How you doing, little buddy? We made some fucking great achievements.
How long have you been back?
Oh, like, fucking 2 hours. I exploded, apparently, at one point. I was very uncomfortable. And then I got rebonded to my existence. Like, my blood and organs just kind of reformed themselves at one point. It was very unpleasant when my skin started to grow back. And then like, someone started to start talking about fucking clericing. And look, when I get into clericing, I get a lot of money.
Hey, can I get that in English from someone else?
He came back, he got reformed, and then he turned into a doctor and started breaking people's backs for money. And then putting them back for more money.
Their
Gotcha.
kneecaps, not their backs. They can't ask for more fucking payments if their backs are broken.
Lower back, not upper back. Aim for the...
Oh, I guess I
lower
could
back.
do that. Suplexing would be funny. I'm gonna try that real quick. He just like turns around.
But, yeah. Regardless...
Ezekiel fucking Syndicate, get your ass back in here before I fry it.
It's not
Nice
my
last-
last name, but I mean, close enough, I guess. Sorry, what'd you want, little
Look at
buddy?
you being a good boy and listening.
Should
Yeah,
I be
you really are
You're
barbarian
playing the
to
wrong
you?
character.
You really are as weird as Master said.
Maybe I should be a barbarian for you. Or, oh, you're a monk.
Me?
Because it could be a monk.
Yeah, I'm a monk.
It's been a long time since I've been a monk. I could out-monk you. Man, I have to really think about what I was like as a monk.
No. If you out-monk me, I will actually fry you up in this fry pan.
Is she always this angry?
Ask Jack.
No, just today.
So, little buddy, what'd you need from me?
I don't remember.
Oh. Do you want your rings? Well, bracelets, I guess. I got some bracelets.
I'll take them.
Alright, here you go. I got like, I think I made 3 of them for you.
What are these for?
You
They're
asked
for
me to make some
making
bracelets.
people not to sense or feel the gods. We were going to pass them around to, I believe, just the paladins or something.
Yeah,
Oh,
I think
okay.
you're also talking about like place them on the god or something. I don't know if you guys really want to try doing that. Have you guys ever seen a god's true form? You probably haven't. You guys aren't been liquefied. It's very unpleasant.
Does it count because I have a god in me? I'm a kind of form of a god?
What was that, sorry?
Does it kind of count because I have a god living within me and using my body as a temporary form? I mean, I puffed out wings earlier.
Have you looked deep inside of yourself and looked at her true majestic, I will actually boil your eyes out of your skull form?
No, and she probably won't let me.
Then I would say no. Last time I looked at a god, my face melted. It came back, but, you know, still melted. It's very unpleasant.
What
Man,
is
I already need a drink when I
Ezekiel
start thinking
again?
about that.
Just out of character. What is Ezekiel again?
He looks human.
So we don't know. No, okay.
Nonetheless, no. You're fairly confident that he may or may not be immortal, which has been more or less confirmed by him exploding and then exploding again and then reforming. But aside from that, you have no fucking idea. But he looks human, 100%. So how can I help my buddies? You're all my buddies, right? How can I help my buddies murder some gods? Been on a real god-kicking hunt lately. Sure, I tap into my hunter instincts again. Kind of like broods while looking off to the right.
Ellie, here's those two. I'm gonna keep one of these because I have personal connection to one of the paladins. And by connection, I handed him a beer and said he was my friend. And I kind of want to talk to him again and shove one of these on his wrist when he's not paying attention. This is not a good plan, but it's the only thing I can think of at the second.
Oh, I mean, yeah, I should probably stay.
Any good or bad is better at this point.
I should probably stay, by the way. I magically enchant those, because I figured you guys be going against some weird shit, and so it can kind of resize itself to whatever risk you put on, just so you're aware. So don't put it onto a rat. That'd be kind of awkward. I'm not sure I'd be able to take it back off because it'd be kind of small. But yeah, I mean, it'll resize itself. Probably. I haven't actually tested it on something big. I could test it on a tree, I guess.
How many does he have?
I gave Bill 3.
Bill handed Ellie 2 and is keeping one on himself.
But I mean, I guess you could try put it onto a tree. Technically, it just requires a living life form, and technically a tree matches that statement, but, like, kind of depends on how you guys view it.
Anyway. Yeah, we're still heading to the orc people, yeah?
Possibly.
I mean, we kind of need to warn them. Yeah, they should probably be warned. Mainly because disease stuff is... Anyway.
I mean, I was planning to give them the recipe for the treatment. I'm not certain that they'll likely have much in terms of resources to actually construct it if not even the dwarves had an alchemist for this sort of thing.
Just so I'm on the same page, are we killing a god right now, or...?
Not yet, but soon.
I think we're working on, like,
he reaches he reaches behind him, and you're not really sure where he reaches into, but he reaches behind him, pulls out a cap, and he goes, "Alright, suckers, I'm gonna go and break me some more kneecaps." And he turns around and walks.
Hold on, before you go, since you just for the killed one, before Bill pulls out his sword. Bill pulls out his very, very modified sword at this point. This will kill one, yeah?
Huh? And he, like, turns back to you, and he looks at you, and he goes, "Wrong hat." And he takes off his hat, puts it behind him, and pulls out a different hat. This one looks almost like a weird rusty, like, pan. And he puts on it, and he goes, "Alright, young whippersnapper, let me look at that shoulder real quick." And, like, he walks over to a weird gate, and he, like, grabs something. Alright, that's some good-ass fucking steel. Oh my god. The workmanship on this shit is almost perfect. Oh, that's some sweet melt. If I could fuck this, I would. Jesus Christ. Woo, doggy. This must be expensive as fucking shit, goddamn. Yeah, let's kill a guy and shove it right in their heart. It'll kill him like it would bleed a pig.
Gotcha.
Should
I don't even want to know. I don't even want to ask what just came out of your mouth.
I understood that perfectly. It's fine.
I think the main point that Matt is that, yes, it'll kill God.
I shall kill a guy like a goddamn nothing happened. It'll be like a hog in the goddamn summertime of winterfall. Whoo!
Gotcha. Bill slowly puts it away.
Should I hit him again?
We don't want to give him too much brain damage.
I mean,
How much further?
He's
can it
already
go?
melted. Yeah, it already melted. however many times at this.
Yes, but we don't
Alright,
need
well,
to
you
edit.
know, excuse me, I gotta go break some goddamn. He's gonna pull off his like weird pines. Go, whew, man, it's been a while since I've been my blacksmith's. Alright, where's my other hat? He like reaches behind him. There's nothing behind him, by the way. It's just like, where's my hat? No, that's my fish. I'm not fishing today. I'll find it. That's my chef cap. Weird. How you guys doing? Doing good?
Do I want to know why? Do I want to know why you just have a straight fish when you're planning to go fishing?
Oh yeah, I find yeah, long time ago. And his arm is still behind him, and it doesn't seem like it's like actually going anywhere. And it's kind of weird. You guys can't really see where his arm is going. It's just reaching behind. He's like, long time ago. God, how long ago was that? Long time ago. I was fishing one day. I found a big ass bass. And it turns out that it was actually a very lucky bass. And it was like a fish of the sea kind of deal. So I stuck a knife into his gut, poured out all of its guts, and I wear as a hat. Whenever I wear as a hat, I get into my fishing mood, and I get real fucking good at fishing.
Goodness.
It's my
So it's
my
a
lucky fish hat.
luck charm? That's
Yeah.
like a good luck charm or something?
Yeah, all my different hats give me different, like, luck and stuff like that. My weird pot thing was from a long time ago when I was blacksmith and I was, like, cucking up people or to save other people's lives, you know? Like, thumb soup, good shit. But it makes I get a little bit crazy around swords and stuff, and he pulls out what looks like a normal, like, ball cap. He's like, this is my meta cat. I wore this a long time ago when I was inside the field, and I started breaking people's legs, and they started giving me money, and I started putting them back together. It was kind of it was a whole ordeal. It was kind of funny, too. You know, I did with the enemies, did with the friends, did with the mutual parties. I did with people who are like 4 towns away. All in good fun.
Right. If you're looking for a referral for alchemy training in the future, don't write me down. I can't take it. I cannot recommend you.
I need an alchemy hat. You got any like spare vials or something?
What? These are not the sort of thing for a hat.
Oh, you know what? I'm sure you can make a like a hat like something. You know, get like a very big vial. I guess I could ask a blacksmith for it, but you know, it'd be a lot better if it came from like an alchemist. So like, if you could like commission one, I'll pay you for it.
I mean, what do you want? A set of goggles or a pair of magnifying glasses?
The goggles could work. I like that thought. I hadn't actually thought about goggles. I don't have goggles. Do you have goggles on you right now? I'll take some goggles.
That's my lens, or just my glasses.
Ah. Well, if you get any goggles, let me know. He puts on his hat and he just goes, all right, where's my goddamn legs? He starts walking away. Time for some legs.
Okay, that was weird. So we should like, is everyone like in tip? What time is it? What day is it?
Trying to decide if we should take a rest before leaving or leaving right now. Is that what we're asking?
Yes. Next to trying to know what the day is, I'm still a little confused. Jumping between so many planes. A lot of time passed for me.
What was that, Oliver?
I think you might want to lay down again. You
Everyone
sound like you need to rest.
takes a little bit of a rest, and then we'll leave where everyone wakes up.
Okay.
I've got a few studies to review anyway. He just says going back to his notes.
Yes, I believe I could do some rest after a long, some amount of time of do-gooding. Not used to that.
Some amount of time. Yeah, you guys are fairly confident that time doesn't work very well in your minds at the moment. You have no earthly idea what your internal clock is or was meant to be earlier. It's completely thrown out of whack, which is unpleasant.
My internal clock is screaming right now.
Mm-hmm.
Spinning around at the speed of sound. Got to shoot it at some point.
Dang it, soon.
So you guys decide to rest the night away. I don't actually remember if it was nighttime. I think it was nighttime. What?
Arena's gonna turn to Averin before like everyone splits off. She's gonna be like, "See what I mean? Like, I don't even know what they want. I bring up something that actually seemed important, and they got angry at me too."
Yes, I just end up trying to avoid the subject of whether any of our actions are actually doing anything for society. It just feels like it's not going to go anywhere. Yeah, I went and collected all of Bill's masterpieces, and he still hasn't. It's like, oh, thank you. There was a lot of time spent there.
You would think he would. Yeah.
Mm-hmm,
Okay, yeah. And then I bring up like, hey, you guys were all sad about the one death. Doing this might cause a lot of deaths. They're like, no, it's not the same.
Exactly.
There's something we're missing. There's something we're missing here.
There must be. I can't
Ellie's
even.
going to slink away and go get a drink with her man.
When the chaotic neutrals are like, are we good people?
Just the casual Bill walks over to Averin. You didn't solve the problem. He sent us back, yeah?
Yeah?
That's... Oh no. He went off to get milk again!
He said he would come back. I don't know. I don't know anything about whatever's going on magic-wise or with the other planes, and I just try to avoid gods in general. I try
You
my
try
best,
to do something
okay?
nice and it doesn't go unpunished.
Exactly.
You are an evil little gremlin. You know that sometimes, Rowena?
Agreed! Ellie yells from the hallway.
Oh, so, technically not sad. Technically, my sadness was over the entire whole... Oh, so, weird spirit stuff that you don't want me mentioning to you because I promised I wouldn't, as
Yes,
Bill finger guns your direction. Yeah, but then why'd you bring up the one?
Because it was important for you guys to understand, like, what might happen. More death, you guys didn't seem to like that one. Like, you're probably gonna create a little bit more death that's probably about as sad as that one, or even maybe more. Like, I'm just letting you know. That's all.
Yes. Rowena, I see dead people.
Yeah.
I see dead people.
Literally
How
all
long
the time.
have you been waiting
So
to
then
say
why
that
did you cry over the one?
Oh, I didn't cry over the one. I cried over the emotions that they flooded me with.
Ah, I see.
See, the fun thing, as Bill like puts out his hand in an arc. You see, the fun thing about being me is that when I seance, I get filled with the emotions of the dead.
No, maybe I should work on my notes for this somewhere else.
Probably. That means I get filled with their rage and sadness, and I can
Cute.
understand their emotions. Technically, I wasn't sad about the one death. I was more sad about the whole situation that they all got abandoned.
What? New information.
I'm here to keep things from being as complicated as possible. I don't get the whole complicatedness. I just want them dead. Is that so hard to understand? Is that a bad thing?
Why are you asking me? Apparently I don't know.
I don't know. I'm asking everyone. Averin, is it a bad thing that I want them dead?
No, it sounds about right.
By the way, did my master give you a hard time?
Which one?
Because he was broken. I
get it. No, it was fine. It took a while, but it was alright.
How many pieces?
Riddle
5 in
speaking
total.
one. Yeah, 5.
Only 5? Huh. That was their mistake.
Yeah. It took a while, but it was alright. We got you back in the end.
I saw a few of them randomly. I think I saw you at one point. That was interesting.
Yes, I saw you too.
I think I watched you fish one of them out of a booze lake.
Yes, that was an experience.
I feel bad that you had to deal with this alcoholism. It's very pronounced.
I deal with everyone else's alcoholism, so it wasn't. because of the alcoholism, I happen to have an alcohol bottle on me that I used to fish him out.
Convenient.
Yes.
But thank you for getting him together, though that doesn't really solve his problem. It is a step forward, though.
Mm-hmm.
That ball was on you for so long.
I know,
Marina's
right?
just thinking, like, they saw each other and it was, like, really briefly, and just, like, picturing Bill, "Wah!" just going fast,
Accurate.
Yeah.
flying through time and space. But Marina's gonna walk out and, I guess follow Oliver, wherever he's gonna go.
Nice. I assume, Oliver, you just head to like an empty room where you can do some notes and shit.
Yep.
Alright, cool enough.
Follow.
Hey, you want to go
Ellie's taking
steal stuff
shots.
from people?
Oh, crap.
Jesus
The door.
Christ.
Yeah, it's locked.
Oh, I just opened it, sorry. There you go.
There we go. Thank you.
As
Yeah, I'm probably just gonna be hanging in here, just like running through my notes on the illness, trying to create the cowpox, essentially, before it.
Marina's
Or at
gonna
least trying
sit
to theorize how we would.
on the bed and making sure he is very concentrated on what he's doing. She's gonna take out that journal of necromancy
Nice.
she got from the library, quote unquote.
Mm-hmm.
She'll just kind of like flip through that.
Cool. You learn a surprising amount about necromancy, actually. A lot of the history and a lot of the old uses for necromancy. Some of them in a lot of detail, and others in much less detail. It's not the most pleasant read, but it does keep you occupied for a while. Bill and Averin, I'm assuming you guys are gonna go steal from people before you sleep.
Of course.
Are you going to do a performance, or are you just going to go around pickpocketing? As Ellie and the rest, and you two do head downstairs, by the way, you do in fact see the very familiar sight of crack. All right, that'll be 100 gold to fix the goddamn light. Thank you, buddy. Crack.
You must believe you know what Ellie's gonna do, right?
Beat the shit out.
Yes. Beat the ever living shit out of him with one drink in her hand and her fry pan.
It's as you swing down to him, he looks at you with a smirk of a goddamn healer, and he grabs somebody else's leg, holds up, and you crack it.
You know what, Ezekiel?
That's fine, man. You just did him good service. Boy, you better be paying me some 50 goddamn gold. God, kid, crying agony. By the way, hands him the money. And he goes, all right, time to fix it. Oh, it's gonna be a little bit more painful. She broke in a lot more places than I do.
Gods, what am I going to do with you?
Fixing people's legs, little lady.
Jackson!
Yeah.
7 reasons why I shouldn't kill this man.
You need him. You probably still need him. Maybe you need him. He gives you very good drinks. You can't kill him. He's very difficult to kill. Don't. That's probably 7.
It was 7. I need a drink and something strong, please. And then
You see a twinkle. You see a twinkle in Ezekiel's eyes as he reaches up, grabs his hat, takes it off, and puts it behind his back. Oh, you need a drink, do you? You need a drink, do you? And he pulls out a beer hat and puts on his head. Well, Missy, I got a good drink for you tonight. Everyone in bar, all drinks on me tonight. But you, Missy, I got you a fine special one for you. How strong you looking for? You looking for a good, I'm gonna go sleep with someone drink? You gonna go for a good, I ain't waking up in the morning drink?
Ellie glances at Jackson. It's like, I think both are dangerous.
You probably need to wake up in the morning without a hangover.
Do I really?
Depends on whether or not you want your group to leave without you.
They wouldn't leave without me. I'm kind
You're
of the
right.
one dragging them around.
Depends on whether or not you want Oliver to have to give you one of his potions.
I mean, I've had worse from a bard.
Blitz that drunk sounds like to me.
Yeah.
Alright, little missy. How high is your pain tolerance, huh?
That is concerning.
How
I don't
high
know.
is your alcohol tolerance as well? I should probably have asked that one first, huh?
One, I'm not a masochist. Two, I'm related to an alcoholic in
I
terms, so I should be fine, right?
Oh. Should I use one of my stronger ones on you? One that'll really knock you off your feet. You know what? Your
rather
grandpappy
not
survived
be
this
sent
one,
to-
so let's see if you
No.
can.
I don't want to be sent to the god.
I hope you fine. Hey, your grandpappy survived this one. You got his genes inside you. He'll hands you a bottle. It is... The label on it is... Do not consume unless you are a dwarf of over 120 years old. Please.
Not that. Nor is Grandpa.
Grandpa survived it. That's just the label one I give to everyone, because, you know, dwarves are the heavy drinkers. You want to get blasted out drunk? Drink one sip of that. One sip. You take 2 sips, and I'm sorry, you might not wake up. 1 sip, you'll be down and out for good for tonight.
You know, last time I almost risked my life and everything, I had a god pissed off at me, and my sister wanted to kill me instead.
I'm sure you gotta be fine with your existence. It's fine. Take a sip.
And Ellie will take a sip.
Nice. Roll me a con save. DC's low. Need me to roll for you?
Ability check or saving throw?
Saving throw. Oh, nice. That's fair. You take a sip, and moment it comes in contact with your tongue, you can feel the alcohol content in this. It's not nearly as strong as some of the other stuff that he has given Bill, for example. You can smell the fact that it's not that deadly. But the moment that it hits your tongue, you can just instantly feel a dwarf punching you in the jaw. As it just, your entire body heats up. You are instantly drunk. Just the moment you swallow some of that drink, you are drunk. You are just beyond wasted. You also desperately want to drink more of it, but, you know. Actually, roll me a will save real quick, if you would. Let's see how strong your will is.
Just a flat d20.
No, it should be your will save. Or sorry, wisdom save.
About to say, it's like, what are you talking about?
I keep forgetting this is not modern D20.
You're thinking Pathfinder, Sin. Pathfinder
both
has
have
the
it.
will save.
Yeah. You shockingly do not go for the second sip. You want to. You desperately want to. You get to choose to go for the second sip if you'd like to. Allie?
Well, I've definitely felt that before. Jackson, should I do it again?
No.
Why? It was easy. It felt like a dwarf punched me on a Tuesday.
Just don't walk over and gently grab the top of the bottle and slowly start trying to pull away from you.
Oh, he's gonna pour it in my mouth?
No, you are... Yeah, you're gonna wake up with a headache.
Why?
Alright. I think you should go back to, like, beer or
I
ale.
don't mind beer.
Yeah, you-
It's just beer.
having nice wines. He looks at Ezekiel and immediately goes, no, never mind. It's a bad.
I wouldn't mind more alcohol.
Nah,
You can pour me a drink.
let's go
Honey.
back upstairs. You alright? You
Honey.
drunk for the entire night? You know, you can take a sip of this when you need some alcohol. You know.
I only had one sip though. You know I can
Yeah,
use
you're
my drink.
plastered, lady.
I'm not plastered. You're
How many
plastered.
fingers am I holding up? He holds up 2.
2. Just like your 2 heads.
Yeah, back upstairs. We got. He like grabs you by the shoulders, like, yep.
No!
Alright.
I still sit on the ground.
So during this, Bill and Averin, you guys, you just stealing from people, or you like performing? What are you guys doing?
What's the strategy, my dear friend? Shall I wow them with my bardic talents while you sneak them, or shall you use your bardic talents, or perhaps another strategy entirely? Perhaps we go entirely covert.
I mean, given Ellie's being a distraction with Ezekiel, I think we'll be good just to take things from people as they go.
Perfect. Wonderful idea, my friend.
They all seem pretty rowdy tonight, and yeah.
Mm-hmm.
With Ezekiel saying that he was going to cover the tab, they're drinking so heavily, you're amazed half of them aren't dead by now.
They're too sloshed to even realize the hands rummaging through their pockets.
Exactly.
Feel free, both of you, roll me sleight of hand. Let's see how good your hand-eye coordinate. Oh my god. Oh my god. Why'd you roll that, Ellie? Oh, performance. Sorry, tickle on the back of my throat.
Someone do the hydration thing.
If I'm going to die, it's gonna be during a stream, let me tell you. Fall down dead in the middle of it, it'd be fine. Anyways. So, you guys failed so hard on your sleight of hand check that in any other situation, it would have been found out fucking immediately. There would have been no possible way that people could not figure out you're stealing from them. However, you guys are dealing with just blitz-drunk entire bar of, I believe, dwarves. And Ellie is making one hell of a performance. I don't know what she's doing. She might be crying, you know? She might be saying
crying,
something.
dancing, laughing, everything.
Yeah,
singing, dancing,
you guys
whole
can
nine
tell
yards.
she's more blitzed than like half the bar, and you guys literally came down like 2 minutes after she did. It's kind of impressive, to be honest. Bill, you're really still not used to your other hand yet, so you keep slapping people with it.
If they look at me, my reaction is, I am the booze fairy. That slap was for good luck and high alcoholism.
Every time you do that, they grab another ale and down it immediately. You're fairly certain that some alcohol poisoning is happening in this fucking bar. It doesn't help that Ezekiel is now pouring alcohol into the mouths of several of the patrons, and it's from his own stash. So, who knows how many of these poor unfortunate souls are going to still be alive in the morning. But you guys do eventually make some cash, which is going to be a good, lovely 24 gold for the both of you. Although, Dapper, it's not like you need it.
Near the end of it, Bill's just gonna slink off into this room and just turn around. Oh.
Hello.
This is awkward.
Both Ruid and Oliver just staring at you.
Bill's slowly pocketing the money that he stole from people.
Can I help you with something? She says as she puts away the book.
Maybe?
What would that be?
I forget. Outside of character, does Rowena know of the plan for the Citadel? I don't remember if her character was there for that or not.
I'm not 100% sure what the plan for the Citadel is, so
This is
I
Probably not.
assume you told
Wait,
her.
I got it. Yes.
I do?
The idea, because we talked about shrinking Bill into the arrow.
Oh,
She
and then
was
shooting
there
him
for
up
the
there.
plan. She was. She was just there for the after, not when we talked to Marigold, but we did tell her about the idea, whatever, with Marigold.
I don't remember what the plan was. Could someone please inform me? Since I do know about it, but I don't.
I believe, if I remember correctly, it was used the disease on the councilman more or less as blackmail to deal
Oh, yeah.
with.
And then I said, don't. Okay, yeah, as long as it doesn't kill Dad. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
As long as
Bill's
it doesn't kill her father, she's fine with it. Yeah.
as Bill kind of looks. So is. Well, I did kind of mean to step in here, but I didn't think you'd be in here. Granted, that does explain where you were, and you weren't in the tavern watching people get stolen from and break. And it's a really weird night. By the way, random question, because this is on my mind, given stuff. How is the progress for the disease when it comes to using it in the Citadel against the council people?
Marina looks over
What
at
are you
Ollie.
talking about? What are you talking? I'm currently running through some theories for. I guess the best way to phrase it is a counter illness. Something to make the infected immune to the blast veins, but so that one not like it's really a good idea to try and test any of these on an actual person.
I mean, do we need to get rats?
If we can find some, but not exactly at the point where I've got anything made enough to test yet.
Gotcha.
What do you need to hurry that along? Or is it just specifically time you need? What do you need to hurry that along?
At the moment, I basically just need to make sure I can actually balance these elements well enough with the materials we have available. I know the general formula that it has to hold from an alchemical standpoint. I'm just not really certain how to make it have equally as strong of an elemental force, yet simultaneously have nowhere near as deadly as symptoms.
Well, as long as you come up with, like, the cure, does it matter?
I suppose not, but if I don't do this right, it could be wind up with the treatment itself being lethal, and that kind of defeats the purpose.
Do you need anything from Faye? Since she's cured, right? She's cured, right, Oliver? It's not coming back, is it?
I don't believe so.
It should not come back, no. To the best of y'all's knowledge.
So we have someone who survived.
Potentially, we could look back through the old recipe that we had that initiated the treatment, but the only reason that treatment worked was it was several doses taken over the course of about a week. We need something that can take full effect on its own.
And I know I'm not a scientist. I'm not exactly smart, but you can't just, like, combine them all down into one pretty easily. It's like a whole bunch of other stuff that has to happen.
More or less, I'm trying to figure out how to turn the treatment into a virus. Because if I can do that, then it could spread on its own.
Why don't you just make the treatment super strong? Like, just give all of the stuff all at once.
Shuts down internal organs.
I mean, even in the treatments usually have some level of a side effects, and the very act of making it into a virus just means that, well, it literally just divides on its own and can spread to other people. as a treatment instead of an illness. In theory, anyway. That's kind of why I'm trying to turn the treatment itself into its own form of lesser illness. It's probably the less comfortable route, but it's also probably the most likely to actually succeed with no fatalities.
Is anything that I'm learning through my reading helpful in diseases?
I would probably say not. Most of your reading has been focused on like many old styles of raising dead bodies and stuff like that. The only thing that you probably would have gained at this point, roll me a history check if you would, real quick.
We can try.
Would love to see you get nat 20 here.
I mean, it's gonna be at disadvantage because I'm still tired.
Oh
I'll go to
yeah,
bed
you
one
are.
more
You still
time.
got another night's rest before you get better. Oh, 14.
No!
All right.
It could
That
have been a
19
19
would've been
though.
lovely.
I could have been
That's still a
smart.
decent roll, but yeah, so you have essentially have learned that yeah, diseases are a bitch, and it's one of the main things that necromancers try to avoid is having rampant diseases, because that means that the bodies have a much harder time, unless of course they're trying to actually kill a lot of people in order to resurrect a lot of people, in which cases diseases are fantastic. But for the most part, you've just learned that diseases, specific kinds, mostly viruses, can spread. Sorry. Can spread incredibly quickly, and depending on how dangerous they are, the faster they spread, the less likely that they will be able to be cured. You've never really heard that the book itself has kind of touched upon the idea of a cure being a virus, namely in that it being so contagious that it air quote infects other people. But even the necromancers of old in those books have never managed to make that a reality. Usually if it mutates fast enough that it will spread to a significant amount of people, it usually mutates into something worse, just because the random cause effects and stuff. So it's a fascinating idea that's definitely been thrown around by a lot of different alchemists and necromancers and other such like that, but it's not one that's ever really given a whole lot of credence to, because no one's ever managed to make it work without something horribly wrong going on. But also, no one has actually tried in like many decades. So that's mostly the information you've learned.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think he knows the cure. Sorry, not in character. I don't know why I'm talking. I think in reply to Oliver's writing, I think my father knows the cure, so he can save himself. But I don't think he's told anyone.
Didn't he destroy the page they gave him about that contained the formula almost immediately?
So,
but he read it. He knows
you guys watched him throw the paper. Sorry, still trying to get the shit out of my throat. You guys watched him throw out the paper, and then after you had left, specifically after Rowena had left, because she saw him throw out the paper, what she didn't see, and what you guys in characters didn't see, is he went back and grabbed the paper. But he did not let anyone else know about it, including the council members. But he still has that paper in his, actually, it would have been in his office. Bill, roll me a 1d20.
We both went in there at one point.
All right, fair. I don't you only mimic the stuff on his desk, right?
Yep.
Okay, yeah, you would not have seen that paper. He has it elsewhere. Same with your Rowena. You would, unless you searched his room, you would not have seen the paper.
I don't think I did. I think I did exactly what Bill did, which look at the stuff on his desk. I do remember reading something about like the disease, but
Yeah, you guys read, both of you guys actually read
Didn't go
the essentially it was a statement of his to the council members saying that the disease was created by Oliver, and the potentiality of using it against the orcs, as he had a way of preventing the elves from being diseased, essentially. Which, in Rowena's opinion, from having seen him throughout the paper, seemed like a bullshit lie, and in Bill's opinion, absolutely seems like a bullshit lie. So. But yeah, that's
Well, we're trying to make an illness now.
Alright, yeah, so you guys gonna head to bed now, or?
Bill is, yeah. After
yeah, sure. There's
confirming
2 beds in
things.
here. We may as well just go to bed on the one she's sitting on.
Yeah, Avern is dead tired.
I mean, I suppose
Avern,
the
you'd be
desk in the
fucking
next room over is
exhausted.
probably a better location to actually be working on this anyway.
Just hop,
Taking
skip,
longer.
and jump from room to room. But yeah, so you guys start hunkering down, trying to get some rest. If you'd like to, Oliver, you're welcome to do your
Unstable alchemy.
unstable alchemy. Thank you. I don't know why I was blanking on the word unstable. I think that should be fine.
Oh, very average.
Yeah, very
It's a
nice
random,
average.
I gotta make a random potion.
Hey.
Okay.
Ellie,
and
you get
1d100.
Ellie, you get escorted back to your bed by your man as he is desperately trying to make sure that you don't die by something.
Oh, drunk.
Very
One
drunk.
time, Ellie
Oh
is
dang!
singing at the top of her lungs that this is a song that never ends. I see her rhymes.
God, you guys get to hear that for all the ages. This is the song that it's like you like for like 2 hours. That's all you guys hear till she finally passes out.
Hey Sin, remember when we a long time ago were working on the actual blast vein illness?
This
actually what this potion is actually makes a lot of sense for this research.
Oh.
It grants resistance to necrotic damage for a d4 hours.
Oh. That does actually work really well. Yeah, alright. So you just gotta start making that throughout the night. Averin, you hunker down, start go to sleep, same with Bill and everyone else. As you guys begin to wait, feel free to take a long rest, everyone. And Rowena, you finally get to not be exhausted for once in your goddamn life.
Oh, fantastic. We love it. Never again.
We've spent like 10 episodes, I think, with you actually exhausted.
Hey, the little
it's
thing is
beautiful.
smiling again.
Hey, you guys eventually all wake up. I don't remember who wakes up the earliest. I assume you all wake up right around the same general time as each other. I assume you're all morning people.
As a note,
Constitution check saves for that to determine that.
As a note, Rowena looks over. Sorry, I'm stretching. It's like, Oliver's just gone, okay. Because I assume she just fucking conked out when she decided to go to bed.
You laid down and you were out, and then Oliver was just like, I should let her sleep. But you also, as you were passed out, you have a vague recollection of the song that never ends just playing in your head. You just wake up and you're like, why is that in my head?
Oliver's gone. I got a random song stuck in my head. What the fuck is going on?
As you wake up, Bill, and you walk out of whichever room you were in, you see a single cup of milk in front of your door.
The hell is this?
Well, it's not a cup, but it's like a whatever is a container, a water skin, I guess. But it's like it's just a container of milk. There's a single note that said, "Sorry it took so long."
Just Bill quietly picks it up.
Oh my god.
He doesn't say anything. He just stares
just
at it.
in my head.
Jackass. check you that damn long.
God, sorry.
I was just gonna say, who's coughing?
Whoever
as Bill
else is
just-
awake at this point, like Rowena, you see Bill standing there holding a container of some kind of liquid, just saying jackass.
Bill just casually downs the entire thing and puts it in his bag before walking. Like he doesn't say anything. He doesn't even acknowledge Arena's existence. You see him just down it and just walk out the building.
Must be the spirits. He said something about always hearing them.
I love y'all's interactions so much. It's so good. Alright,
Hey, Jackass Spirit, I don't know where you are, but keep annoying him for a little while longer. I think it's funny.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, Ellie, you wake up to Jackson just kind of next to you. He's more or less, you're both inside this room down here. And he's kind of on, like, the other bed. He's just kind of staring at you. And it doesn't look like he slept much last night. It's just kind of, like, staring at you. He's just like, the song never ends.
You okay?
It just doesn't stop.
Did Ezekiel do something?
He gave you a drink.
Oh?
Yeah. You didn't stop singing the song that never ends until you fell asleep. I've never heard someone sing it for that long before. 2 hours.
Wow. What a record. I'm sorry.
It's
Again,
still
at least I
going.
didn't burn down the bar this time.
That is true. I didn't let you take a second sip.
Kind of rude, but fair.
I think I might need that at some point. It just doesn't stop. It just doesn't stop.
Are you sure you want to go on this mission with us?
I'm sure I'll be oh my god. Oh. Like he like kind of almost stands up and then he like sits back down. He's like, oh. Oh. Sorry, I've been having that song play in my head for so long that the moment it stopped, I almost threw up.
Honey.
I should be fine. I just need... Do we have any liquid in this room that isn't alcohol?
I mean, I have a water skin.
It
doesn't have alcohol in it.
I might need that.
Okay,
might be dying.
and still pass him the water skin.
He takes it, he just starts drinking. He's like, ah. If that song ever gets stuck in my head again, I am going to personally grab a banjo and force you to listen to it until we're old and gray.
Okay. I will find earplugs.
I will sing in your ear.
Good luck with that.
It's like an earworm.
You already did enough damage to these poor ears.
The earworm never disappears. We'll ask one of our bards to sing a song for me.
Oh my gosh.
Just kind of walks out of the room. Everyone, you probably also be awake at this point.
Yeah. I just like walk out and like see everything. It's just like new day. If there's anyone to pickpocket or.
Well, that's the first thing you go to. New day, new money. Stares at the fucking hundreds of platinum you have. So much money needed.
Yeah.
Is this one?
Averin just has no idea what she's actually gonna do with the money. She just likes having it.
You know what? That's fair. That is fair. There is. Okay. So we're gonna put you guys on this map. There you go. Alright, you guys have finally stepped out of the inn. You're all together. You're all possibly doing dandy and happy. You have no idea where the fuck Ezekiel went to. No one knows where he went to, honestly. Everyone in the bar is having a very unfortunate day. You're fairly certain half of them are still blackout drunk. The other half are possibly dead, but you're not quite sure. And the bartender looks like someone beat him with a pissed off stick.
I'm gonna go pick up my order. I think it should be done now. She goes off.
Nice. Yeah, you go and you talk to the blacksmith, and like always, he's very excited to be able to test his abilities and be able to push stuff further. Did you want a short sword, or did you want a scimitar again?
I think I just wanted I was erasing the name and it left. Yes. I think I was just gonna go with like a sword. Regular.
Okay.
But that one side was enchanted so that it'd be light enough, that I could use it still. I messaged you about it. One side's the lightness, and then the other side is the witch.
Okay. Yeah. So you should be able to do that incredibly easily. And he hands you it. I think you gave him dragon scale or something for it. But he hands you it.
A rib.
Oh, rib. That's right. And
I was
so
gonna make a bow.
So he hands you it back. He's like, "All right, I've created actually an impressive weapon. It's much more impressive than boring a hole inside of a horn. So, thanks." Ali was very mad about that. So he hands you it as is very. Yeah, I mean, it's a cordial interaction for the most part. He hands to it. He's got paid already, so he's just like, yeah, try it. This side makes it very light. He swings it around, and this side will hurt a lot. And he hands you it.
Nice. I'll just test it real quick. Give it a couple swings, and okay, yeah. Do you have a sheath for it that I take with?
Teeth?
Sheath.
Oh, sheath. Yeah, he hands you the sheath.
Thank you.
It's made of. Honestly, it's just leather. I didn't really feel the need to add anything to the sheath. It's just
fine.
Sheath. Yeah. If you burn the sheath, it ends badly. So just so you're aware, don't throw in the forge. He stares at his forge with a. Honestly, it's like a flashback kind of look, and he looks back at you. Don't throw in the forge. It's a bad plan.
Understand.
Chairs are fine to throw in the forge, though.
Long sword.
Yes. But yeah, so you get your sword, you head back to the party. You guys all seem to be relatively geared up. You guys ready to go to the shortcut, or you guys anything else you guys want to do here?
Would we in-game have 10 minutes? Would we in-game have 10 minutes?
Yeah.
Bill has nothing else to do.
I'm gonna ritual cast Identify.
Okay.
On the armband.
The one that Ezekiel just gave?
No. The one that we found. The one that we found behind the huge metal door. I disposed of the item in the.
Oh, okay.
There.
Has a weak magical aura, but otherwise it's unidentifiable. Oh.
The only real
I
reason
legitimately forgot that y'all found.
The only real reason I wrote that in is because I didn't have Identify prepared, but I did swap out spells over the course of the night to get that ready.
Fair. I will come up with something for that before next session. I legitimately forgot 100% that existed. Wow, I blanked on that so hard. Yeah, I'll create something for that before next session. But you do find out it's a magic armband. That's all I got.
We'll talk about this later.
I will remember this. Alright, cool. So you identify the magical armband. It's pretty sweet. Put it back in your bag.
Yep.
You'll look at it later. Anything else anybody that? Or is onwards to the orcs?
No. That's
Ah,
mine.
Sounds like the orcs. The shortcut is a fairly easy thing to get to for the most part as you guys wander into this area. It's also a fairly boring trip for the most part. I assume actually you guys would probably have what was his name? Oh, how did I get the sweet bean name?
You
No,
mean
not
Jackson
dude,
or
not
Iron
dude,
Belly?
bro, Crow, the newt. No,
Oh,
the newt.
Sad
You're also
Newt?
still mute, Ellie.
Sad.
Despero, that was his name.
We haven't named him. Have we named him yet? Have we officially said that that's his name?
No, currently he's Despero to Ellie, and he's Sad Newt to Bill,
Like,
and he's
Sad Newt
acquaintance to
me.
Rowena.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna give him a name. He can come up with the name on his own. Give him a nickname from his actual name, but he needs a name first.
I don't know. He seems to have endeared himself to Sad Newt.
Sad.
So then his name is just Newt to me.
Mm.
You guys have found Newt, or Mr. Sad Newt, or Despero, or Sad Despero. Whichever one you want to call him, he'll answer to any of them. Honestly,
Sad
he's just happy that y'all call him a name.
Despero.
He's happy you recognize his presence and his existence. It fills him with great glee, especially when
Sad.
y'all look at him.
Yeah.
Suppose
Sad.
the sad doesn't
Pitiable.
work then.
Desperation.
He's very desperate for friends. He makes that very obvious very quickly. But he eventually takes you guys down the shortcut, and he seems to be overjoyed with the fact that he's actually able to do something with you guys. As you guys go through the shortcut, you realize it's actually a very, very convoluted movement around, left, right, everything like that. And but you guys eventually get to the end, and there's a weird overhang almost, and he kind of shows you that you guys can basically lift up the ground more or less. And you eventually get to the point where, as you lift up the ground, or you lift up what you can of the ground, you are able. Sorry, you're able to actually shift a lot of it, and you're able to move a lot of it, and eventually you're able to get into the area. As you guys do so, you guys land in a very familiar place. At least it's a very, very familiar place to Ellie and Oliver. I actually have a map here for you guys. It's a very weird kind of map, but I'm going to show it anyways because I can. Because I already want to show this stuff. We're going to put you guys here. There you guys go. Sad Newt will not be joining you guys, by the way, because it's cold as shit, and he's kind of not a cold person.
yeah, fair.
Yeah, he as it turns out, he really does not like the idea of freezing to death, as apparently that's a bad thing for a lava monster to do. So he pretty much just stays inside of his lava cave. And he says something along the lines of I'm going to go become an adventurer by going to the dwarven town and maybe meeting some friends if I find some. I got this, guys.
Good luck.
Yeah. I'm sure someone will recognize my presence. It's okay. I got this, guy. You guys go. You guys move forward.
You got this. So,
It actually isn't really a good map now that I'm looking at it properly. I'm kind of annoyed. Hold on, let me. Yeah, you know what? I don't like this map. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't want. We're gonna do that. We're gonna do that. We're back in this line. Fuck the other one.
okay.
Other one sucks. It's fine. So this is where you guys end up. Now, for those of you guys who are here previously, which was Ellie and Oliver, and I believe Rowena. I don't remember if you're here during this exact section. You might have been.
During the what?
This exact section.
She did join us to Big Mama's
What?
camp the first
Yeah,
time.
I went to Big Mama.
Okay. So, in this exact section, where you guys come out, you all, well, 3 of you, recognize that is the beginning of the snowy area inside of Cataclysm. You guys are around the edge. It's just a little bit past where the weird wolf creatures were. Is also sorry, is also about 20 or 30 or so feet away from the massive graveyard of orc headstones. You guys remember this section because you guys obviously had to walk through it, but you remember very specifically that there was this massive, I probably would say over 100, maybe 200 feet wide, just massive mass graveyard, basically, with hundreds of headstones just placed all around there. Well, all of you guys are seeing this, and for 3 of you, it's a relatively old sight. For Averin, this is your first time ever seeing snow, and it's cold as fuck. But you are wearing a bunch of layers, so it's actually not too bad for you, but you know it's getting a little bit tingly. I don't know how you feel about mass graves, by the way. How you feel about this, Averin? You've never seen a burial before, by the way.
They put the bodies places?
Sometimes. Other times, you just leave them.
Oh,
Depends
It's
on
Jen.
how people are.
I don't think I've ever seen like a.
Was that, Oliver?
Every culture has their own way of honoring the dead.
Honor the dead.
For Bill, this is a very, very different experience. This is quite possibly one of the strangest moments in Bill's entire life.
Ooh.
Now, to give kind of perspective on how Bill sees things, as he says, he just sees spirits or ghosts constantly. For most of this interaction, it's less of an actual visual stimuli where you are actually seeing a race in front of you or a creature moving around in front of you, and it's more of a presence where you can tell that something is there, even if it's not a physical form that you're observing, such as a body moving by. That's how it normally is. And places like the Trailblade Tears, it's almost anguish from hundreds of thousands, honestly, creatures that are moving forwards to a point where they have so much physical pain that he could see almost all of them. They weren't a presence, they were almost a physical force. In this forest, it's no longer anguish, it's peace. What Bill is seeing in front of him, you guys are seeing a bunch of headstones. You guys are seeing a mass graveyard. Bill is seeing a wall of orcs, all standing with their weapons. None of them moving, none of them interacting. And Bill can tell they're not there. Each and every single one of these orcs that are now standing in this ghost wall have moved on in life. They are not like the other spirits they've dealt with that still have something to deal with. They have, in fact, moved on. However, the sheer amount of faith and the sheer amount of protection and the sheer amount of culture and dedication that they have is presented in the fact that their ghostly forms remain to watch over their fallen brethren, or their still alive brethren, while their spirits, their essence, moves on to a better place. What Bill is seeing is a 100 to almost 200 foot wide mass graveyard of peaceful, content, and happy soldiers who are there so that when the next time that the orcs go and fight, they will tread upon the ground of their fallen brethren, and they will know that they're doing the right thing. That is what Bill is seeing in front of him. He is seeing a massive wall of honor and protection.
I love the idea that just like all the rest of us is like, oh, that's a big graveyard. And everyone's like, man, graveyard. Oh, snow. Oh, that's so weird. And then Bill is here just like seeing this like ethereal wall of orcs that are finally at peace.
Yeah,
Such
you're,
a
you're
vast
bored.
difference.
Yeah, it's a vast difference in the, oh, y'all keep walking, but now the Bill stops and just stands before the wall.
You alright there, friend? You alright? You good?
Yeah, I'm fine.
He says when he's around like dead. I think you were there, right? He absorbs the emotions or whatever. So I don't know. Maybe
It's
he's sad.
Seeing the dead people.
peaceful.
Yeah, exactly. Peaceful.
Both of you got, wait, what?
Yeah, exactly.
It's hard to describe. It's something I've never seen before. Respect? No, that's not the word. Duty? It's weird. I don't know how to describe this simply. Peaceful, yes. Respectful, yes. Nothing compares to this.
You want to stay here?
I'm not an orc. It's not my place to stay amongst their dead. But I respect it. Because this is good.
If you say so, yeah, okay.
As Bill's just gonna casually bow to all the wall itself. Rest well. And continue walking.
As you do that, hold on just a moment.
Oh, that's
As you do that, and you bow to the wall and you pay your respects, you notice, almost in response to you, a single orc at the very front also bows. And then as he bows, and it's not like you're not looking at a spirit. You're looking at essentially a shell. You're looking at their respect and honor made manifest in a spiritual form. You watch it bow back to you it's not quite the same bow that like most humanoids would do, which is like the lean forwards. They do a very strange, like, most of them are holding a battle axe or spear or sword or something, and they essentially stick out in front of them, turn it to the side, and then move it in almost a crescent until their fist is over their heart, and then they slam it twice, and then bow their heads before moving back to their previous spot in almost in their reverse movement. And then every single creature on this wall, every single husk, does the exact same movement back to you. You cannot honestly tell if they're doing this out of a mutual respect to you or if it's just a motion that they do. You honestly cannot tell, but it does feel like they are paying witness to your respect.
And as Bill walks up to the group, there's a slight pep in his step, and just a casual, man, orcs deal with their dead so much better than elves.
Fucking slaughter.
The ever so slight jab there from Bill as
I
he's
mean, from what I've seen, that's true.
I've never even seen a graveyard before, and usually the dead bodies just kind of stay there.
Yeah, that's kind of the point. The fact that the
You're
orcs
supposed to
buried their
be
dead is
burying your dead.
yeah. It's their dead is watching over them in a really respectful way, though. It's quite incredible.
Still, number one thing that I found that's most astounding. It does. You said that the den were content here, though, right?
Indeed, content. They've moved on, but a piece of them was left behind to watch over those going to war.
Well,
And I've never seen that before. No soul I've ever witnessed from any place has ever been like that. It's a show of respect and love that I can't explain. I've never seen this anywhere else, anywhere. I mean, I've seen a graveyard before here and there in small towns and I've had them described to my master before, but like, the orcs are on another level. Usually the dead are forgotten, and that's usually what breeds some form of discontentment, but there is peace here. True peace.
Everyone just kind of like, it looks at you for a moment, and then just like, almost like gives a slight like huff, and then just like keeps walking. It's like, just dead bodies.
Rowena takes that little dig on the elves, just like mouth pressed closed, straight line, blinking, walking ahead. Like,
I'm still a little surprised for one detail, though. At the very least, last time I was here, I've often been told this was the location that most of the necromancers these days reside in, but none of the graves that I've seen here seem to be disturbed, or at least they weren't when we passed through the first time.
Yeah, you also notice that Bill, and especially Oliver, as you're re-looking over it, yeah, they are not touched at all. Those graves, the only things that, at least from what you can tell, that have touched those graves in who knows how long is boot prints. And you can tell there are some boot prints every now and again. They're very buried, but it's such a well-walked path from it doing it every couple of years that the boot prints are practically formed in the soil itself. So as you move the snow a little bit, you guys can see minor, boot prints and impressions and stuff like that. But not a single grave is touched. Almost all the headstones are not quite polished per se, but none of them are particularly dirty. A lot of these look like they've been here for years and years and years, especially since orcs don't have that long of lifespan. But all the headstones, there's no moss on any of them. There's no grime. The only dirt that's on them is from the small wind that kicks up. There's snow covering them every, couple inches or so. Definitely a lot less than what should be there from it being left alone for so long. But none of the headstones are tarnished. None of them have moss on them. None of them are grimy. None of them have any damages to them. And certainly none of them have been disturbed, aside from walking over the graves. But yeah, that's what you guys see.
It is. Yeah. Oh, Oliver, do you want to see what I see? Because this is relatively the calmest I've ever seen things, and it's probably the best way for you to get an understanding of what I see, without some random soul screaming at you about something that has nothing to do with you. It is very weird sometimes.
I suppose it could be a good learning experience.
As you say that, Bill, all you hear is a very, very, very distant voice in your head just go, "Dicks."
Mostly.
Oh my gosh.
There's one, but I think he's he's far. He's probably from the underground. That or someone's. Wait, I recognize that voice. How can I hear it from that far away? That one was like deep in the underground. Jeez. Anyway, here.
Very strong.
Grab my hands. Oh, hey Ellie, you want to join in on this one? Because this one is like not gonna break you mentally.
Sure. I mean, there's already been so much happening. I might have broken it.
I didn't hear any of that.
What'd you say, Ellie?
I said there's already been so much going on already. I might as well be broken already. So sure.
I mean,
Oof.
fair, but ow. Anyway, hand, one on both. As Bill like flaps his little arms around excitedly.
She'll grab his hand.
Flap, 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 flap.
Grab the other one, I guess.
He does the seance so that they see what he sees.
No. You guys also see the absolute wall of creatures that are in front of you. It's a real shock to your system at first, because like you go from looking at just dead graves to a massive wall of like it's kind of a light blue-ish color, but it's just a massive wall of creatures that are standing there, some with shields, some without. Every single one of them, by the way, has a weapon in hand. There is not a single one that you guys can see from, side to side that does not have a weapon. Not all of them have shields. Not all of them have armor. In fact, many of them have damaged armor or damaged clothing, or don't have like some form of rags on them. But every single one has a weapon. Some are damaged, some are broken, but every single one has a weapon on hand. So, a little bit of shock to your system, but you get slightly adjusted to it.
While this is happening, Rowena's gonna lean over to Averin. Just like sincerely make the comment, like, I don't get why he has to make a dig at elves. Like, yeah, okay, maybe they might not treat the half-elves that well when they die, but like, he doesn't know how they bury actual elves or what they do with them. He's only ever been to the Trail of Bloody Tears. He's never said anything about being to a graveyard.
That is fair. I myself, down in the slums, we don't exactly do anything with the dead bodies.
Yeah,
Well,
I don't
sometimes
understand.
Sometimes we hide them.
Yeah,
Sometimes
but
you
that's
burn
usually
them.
because
understand that.
sometimes we burn them, but usually, we don't want to get caught.
It's just they're dead.
They're just dead bodies.
Yeah, I don't understand. I don't think I ever will.
Yeah,
It
I
doesn't make
imagine.
sense.
Perhaps it's probably a different connection to the dead than we as elves have. It's a different culture thing.
Most definitely.
I get a weird feeling here. I mean, there aren't any dead that would be watching over me. Maybe some dead that are scorning me, but
I was about to say, yeah, there might be some watching me, depending on who we're talking about here.
yeah.
Laughing in a graveyard.
hmm It makes me feel a little small. Do you know what I mean?
Actually, no. It
Mm.
makes me feel. It's weird. It makes me feel kind of better.
That's so.
I don't know. I'm the one alive. Haha.
That is fair. I don't know. Feels a little bit like I shouldn't be here.
My heart.
Why not? It's there. Like it's a place.
Well, yes,
It's not like
but
it's guarded.
I
Looks
mean,
around.
it's more in a sense that like yes, I can be here, and technically no one's going to kill me for being here, but it feels like I don't know. I feel icky.
Well, from what I've learned, like some orcs are actually okay So you don't have to feel icky about all of them.
Well, I would Everin. I don't know if Everin would actually feel anything towards like orcs. I don't.
Oh, you would feel no like animosity towards them. Orcs are just another species. There have been a couple of them inside the slums, but like you weren't raised on that same mindset of like, oh, they're evil from this side, some good from this side. You were raised under the mindset of every species wants to kill you, and some species don't.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, I wasn't raised as a soldier or anything like that. In the slums where it's kind of like a part. We've just resolved that like everyone wants to kill us regardless of species or anything. Orcs just happen to be there. So it's less like ooh orcs I've killed. No, it's just graveyard
So it's the
spirits.
graveyard itself, like that freaks you out, not that it's an orc graveyard.
Yeah, and I couldn't really
Okay.
care less about orcs, but
Me neither. They're
Mhm.
pretty much dirt to me.
No, okay.
Yeah.
Look, it's
Just
not like
after like
that.
backpedaling, like ho.
No, orcs are just creatures. They're people, just as much as you, I, or Bill or Ellie. They're just people.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
sure.
it's clearly a whole thing going on there. No, it's well,
No, like I totally agree with you. There are definitely some that are just like people, you know, like Big Mama, Oliver. He's a tiefling, you know. He's still good.
mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah. It's something about just like that the orcs have like so much connection with their dead, and it's
Mm,
down in like the slums. It's just if you're dead, you're dead. Don't do that. Don't die.
yeah,
Kill or be killed, etc.
exactly. They lost. Someone else won their
Mhm.
battle, you know.
Mhm.
Anyway,
Yeah.
while that happening, you could go back to the thing. This is just what was happening outside of it.
The two
Just
you
like
just
walk.
had a moment like, did we win or did we lose? Everyone else like, oh my god, massive wall of dead people.
Yeah. By the way, Bill looks honestly the happiest you've ever seen him. Like the most content and like joyous to share something. Just because this is the most respect he's seen dead people get, and it just makes him happy.
Oliver and Ellie, you guys are seeing, honestly, for the two of you, especially Oliver, this would be one like the most majestic sights you guys have ever seen in your lives. Like, especially for someone like Oliver, that this is not something. This amount of respect is not something that you've ever seen or have expected to see in your entire lifetime. Just the sheer amazingness of this site is mind-boggling.
Almost feels as we're standing here that they're still defending the land, and even beyond the moment that they drew their last breath. That's respectable. That's very respectable. Impressive.
It shows a respect between the orcs and their dead. It also shows the love and care they have for one another, even if they may be a warmongering race. It's makes me happy to see dead being respected like this.
I still wouldn't necessarily classify them as warmongering, but I'll let you draw your own decision.
I mean,
Conclusions when you meet Big
is
Mama.
I mean, fair. I don't really know orcs. I only know everything that I've been told.
Well, I've definitely met my fair share of friendly and hostile on both sides. Though, then again, I suppose the vast majority of the ones that found themselves in the area I'd been living were usually a little less on the friendly side. Still, I think it was a pretty strong think an argument could be made that probably even in their own camp, somewhere in here, there's just a number that are just going about their day-to-day lives with no real thought of harm.
Mm.
Just like every other race.
Yeah. It's just nice to see the dead get the respect they deserve. It's sad looking at all of the dead that are constantly wandering and having a place where they're actually, I wouldn't call it happy because they're not really here. They're gone, but a piece of them stayed behind to protect their own. It's commendable. And what's the word? Ellie, do you have a good word for this? I don't. Good, kind, help.
We're being respected and I mean, it goes to show that the orcs were not able to be well prepared enough to fight, and no matter what their conditions were, they still fought. But they have a lot more respect and love for their fallen people than other races.
Yeah, it's just, I don't see the dead get respect anywhere else quite this immense. The fact that people are still coming here once in a while, it's nice. I need to visit my parents' grave some point. Haven't seen them in a while. I need to clean it probably.
Oh.
Well, I'll at least have something to do. Glad this reminded me of that. They're probably mad that I haven't been back in a while. Though I'm pretty sure they've been watching this to some degree.
I'm sure they've had quite the entertaining time watching you adventure around with such a peculiar group.
Yeah. They've told me to slow down a few times, I'm pretty sure, but hard to listen with so much going on.
Yeah.
But hey, at least you get to see what I see, and you get to it not be past that one guy in the distance. I still hear you!
Dick. You both hear this too, by the way.
Legitimately.
Just like a very, very far off dick.
Why?
Just very slight chuckle.
I don't know, he won't say
it.
it. Yeah, you see Bill, like, for a second, like, kind of like, his hand motions begin with both of your hands, and your hands are flailing with his. Like, he's been doing that for literally days. We've been sitting in the dwarven place, and he hasn't stopped!
Wait,
I don't know where his grave is, but I would clean it for him just to see if that would help.
Maybe.
Okay.
Like,
sounds like
Wait, you've just been listening to this for days?
Yeah! Why do you think I drink so much?
Such a dick.
I drink to...
Have you asked him why he's calling you that?
Well, he's not just calling me that, he's calling other people that as well.
Everyone's a dick.
See?
I mean, I guess. I honestly, I agree, but, you know...
Life's a bitch.
Oh, so we've been really
Dick.
busy trying to do things, and I haven't had time to ask him.
Why don't you ask him now?
Yo, why are you so mad?
I'm a dick.
Do you need something?
Literally?
Company's nice.
I'll visit you in a week.
I'll still
Do
be
you
a
know where he's
dick.
at?
I'll let you know.
What if he's actually a dick?
I
It's
mean,
very,
Ellie,
very thick.
Ellie, did you kick anyone recently that I need to know about?
Oh, has
Ezekiel
Ellie?
count?
Does Ezekiel count?
That you need to know about?
I think that would revive on itself. I don't think we can kill Ezekiel.
Ezekiel number 2. Oh no.
Oh no! Speaking of, you gotta get that necklace.
God.
Anyway, but yeah, this is the most peaceful thing I've ever seen.
Speaking of this,
Dude.
Honestly, it's great seeing this. It definitely puts a perspective on things. So, who's
Yeah.
the
And
lesser
don't
of two evils?
Yeah, kind of. Oh, so don't worry if you ever die and you have regrets. Don't worry, you can get me to try to handle them for you. As Bill just gives a grin. It's a genuine, like, happy grin.
I will keep that. Thank you.
So you guys heading on still?
Yep. As
Alright.
soon as they're ready.
Cool, cool.
Yeah.
So
Tavern
you
is just like,
guys eventually end your seance, and you start heading on kind of forwards. You eventually catch up to Averin and Rowena. It's dark and it's cold. I believe the only person, actually no one has night vision, do they?
I have dark
What?
vision.
Oh
Don't
yeah,
I?
okay. You
I
do
have,
actually. That's right,
thing.
Averin, because you were born in the slums. That's right.
I
So
took
you
Wait,
feat.
Ellie or Bill has a glowing cube thing.
did you take the feat?
I took a feat for.
You did take the dark vision
Yeah.
feat. That's right. At least I think you did.
Yeah, but I think what we decided on was that it was like not disadvantage anymore or something. Like it's not
I think it
exactly
was.
dark
Yeah.
vision. It's just when I look
Oh,
around,
you took
it's
did you take-
normal.
Yeah.
blind
Yeah.
fighting, or is that the one?
Did I take what?
Uh,
Sorry.
Blind fighting? I believe that was the name of a feat that helps for combat in areas you can't see.
Oh,
Or am I thinking of the
Skulker.
wrong
I
one?
took Skulker.
Right.
Dim light
that's
doesn't
right.
impose
Okay.
disadvantage on my perception check.
That's right. Yeah, so you essentially don't you essentially use your ears to hear to negate that basically. Averin, you would be seeing down here, it pretty much reminds you almost exactly as the slums did, just a lot colder and a lot snowier. Oliver, this is just like it was last time you were here. Actually, you roll me an intelligence check real quick. Just either intelligence or survival.
Oh no.
Oof. All right. It's been a while since you were down here. You don't remember the path. It's very snowy.
Yeah, let's
you-
be real. Realistically speaking, it would have been covered up by probably so much snow that our tracks are long covered up.
yeah, it pretty much
I've
is.
been here before.
You're like, where are we going? That's actually a good point, Rowena. Feel free to roll me an intelligence
Yeah,
check
fair
too,
enough.
see if you can remember the path you guys took.
Intelligence?
Yeah. It's a pure memory, not a survival. I mean, you could do survival instead, since but that'd be navigating rather than would be remembering where you're going, which you're probably better at, to be honest.
I am better at survival.
Yeah, so feel free to roll survival.
You guys. Oh my goodness, it's been so many episodes since I've been able to roll normally.
You get to roll
Finally.
normally.
To be fair, when I was here last time, I was mostly out in the brush and the bushes foraging for materials. So yeah, maybe my knowledge of the direction is a little twisted.
That's true.
in more
And
ways
Ellie
than
was
one.
freezing to death, so she doesn't remember crap.
So was repeating.
You very much so don't remember the path, but you are so good at navigating that like it just starts to become second nature to you of like navigating the specific trees and which direction they go in. It's not too difficult of a process for you. The rest of you
I
are
know the
just kind of
direction to
Mhm.
Mama's place. I just don't remember the exact path to take.
pretty
We'll
much.
get there eventually.
Yeah, and you guys head down there. Eventually, get to a point where you actually do see the very, very wonderful and very familiar sight, which I will pull up before we end the episode. Let me move that down. Move that down. There we go. Winter Village. Here you guys go. And I will actually present this on the battle map too.
I remember
Hopefully this
place.
doesn't fuck up, but yeah, there we go. All right.
It's funny. I actually looked
We
at
haven't
this
been
map
back
again about
here
an hour
since-
ago, and we still had Shaky on the map.
Yeah, yeah. We haven't been back here since I think what episode fucking 14? 13? I think.
If that, it was really early.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Actually, it might be like episode 7 or something.
I was gonna say I was pretty sure it wasn't even episode 10 yet by the time we were here.
It was
It was what?
I'm really certain it was episode 5.
Was it 5? Oh wow. Episode 6 actually is the episode
Ooh.
Big Mama. So, man, we're hitting some old territory, ladies and gentlemen. We're going full circle now. So, this is Big Mama's snow camp. This is, by the way, how thick the snow is. It's like 2 feet of thickness, except where it's well trodden. But this is the camp itself.
Sin, you do realize that's almost as tall as Bill, right?
Throw
is
Bill
being-
in the
Bill,
snowbank.
you can hide in here, Bill. Literally, anyone can throw you in, and you're just like maneuvering in there. God, that's
He's
terrifying.
got 2 inches on the snow, so it's just the top of his hat through the snow, and you just see this big bag just making a line.
Oh my god. That's a beautiful thought right there. Jesus
and he's
Christ.
running,
Freezing.
and he's running ahead. He can barely see where he's going, but he don't care. He going.
Jesus.
Just imagine Ollie just like steps right into the arch before spontaneously stopping, slapping his own face, and then just muttering under his breath, "I know I forgot something. I didn't bring the potion. Did not bring the elixirs of alter self."
Oof. Alright, well, if you guys want to see what we're going to be doing with this town, feel free to come by next week at 7 p.m. PST, and we're going to explore more of this town. You guys get to meet Big Mama again, as you guys can see right over here. She is right there. Let me show you guys exactly what Big Mama looks like for, here in just a second. So this is Big Mama, for those of you guys who have not seen her. So, is what she looks like. She is a big mama. She actually uses a soup ladle, by the way, instead of this weird glaive thing. So, but yeah, this is what she looks like. So,
Looks more akin to a battle axe, but I don't know.
Yeah. battle axe is a weird proportion. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. If you guys did, feel free to head over to any of our social media, which is inside that link over there, which I will... There we go. Check out any of those social media. And if you guys want to be shout out like Pastry Boy Fritz or $3 Patreon, feel free to go to Patreon. And we'll see all of you guys next week at 7 p.m. PST on Fridays when we continue Shifting Fates. All right, have a good night, ladies and gentlemen, and we'll see you guys later. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Have a good one.